for those of you who are expecting to hear tonight's broadcast, we will be starting the broadcast in a few minutes. This is Lec Zorn here, coming to you live at Plainfield, getting ready for the, I'm doing the sound check right now, so anyway, I look forward to bringing you tonight's broadcast. Hopefully it will be a Quakers win here in the regular season finale and on Senior Day. So anyway, looking forward to that, and of course looking forward to the big playoffs that start next week with Plainfield opening in a showdown against Decatur Central on the road there in southwest Indianapolis. So anyway, hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. I'll find out, and then, after I am, then I will be ready to start the broadcast very shortly afterward. So anyway, it's great to be here in Plainfield as always, and especially on Senior Day. Plainfield is my home away from home, and so I just always love coming here. This is my 91st varsity game as a commentator, 32nd for the Quakers, and which is by far the most. It's almost twice as much as Cascade, who's a very distant second with 17. So anyway, it's one of my favorite places to go. And so anyway, Plainfield enters this game with a record of 4-4, and Martinsville at 3-5. And anyway, the pregame might be a little longer than usual tonight because of the Senior Day festivities. The football kids and I think also the cheerleaders and maybe team managers are going to be honored before the game, walk out onto the field with their parents and all that. So anyway, just sit tight for a few minutes. And anyway, I'm opening my notes here. I'm always, let's see here. All right, here's my pregame script ready to go. They got 16:47 on the pregame clock. And looks like I'm live and streaming, but, we'll see. And always, really, I love Indiana high school football in general, but, it's especially great here, at Plainfield, because this has become like a second home for me over the years. And I've gotten to just be very comfortable here in this community and this great school. So, should be got a few minutes left of sunlight here. We're supposed to have, I think we had a high of 62 today for the temperature, and it's supposed to end up, I think, dropping into the 30s or 40s tonight. It's been a fairly chilly week, but let me take a look here at the weather tonight. Right now here in Plainfield it's 60 degrees. It's supposed to be an overnight low of 39. And okay, thank you very much, Jason. And so anyway, I will, all right, I'll start the broadcast in, let's say, start the broadcast in 30 seconds, okay? So anyway, so now it's 23 seconds, 20, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and blast off. Hello, and welcome to the campus of Plainfield High School. My name is Lec Zorn, and I'll be bringing you all the action as your 4-4 Plainfield Quakers challenge the 3-5 Martinsville Artesians in Week 9 of the Indiana high school football season. Well, Plainfield enters tonight's regular season finale with a strong sense of urgency. After that very promising 4-1 start, your Quakers have fallen on hard times with 3 consecutive losses. In Week 6, Plainfield lost 42-38 at Decatur Central, currently the number 5 ranked team in Class 5A, largely because of 4 missed extra points and a lost fumble at the Decatur Central 1. Then in Week 7 at home, Plainfield was dominated on both sides of the ball for the first time all season and lost to Franklin, currently the number 6 team in Class 5A, by a score of 28-11. And finally, last week, in a rain-drenched game at Whiteland, currently the number 11 ranked team in Class 5A, the Quakers overcame heavy ball control by the host Warriors and appeared to score the go-ahead touchdown in the final minutes on a trick play. Wide receiver Jack Beebe took a handoff from quarterback Cale Vanderbush and threw to a wide-open Brigham Weast, who caught the ball in the end zone, but the score was negated as the officials ruled that Beebe threw the pass beyond the line of scrimmage. Then, on the first play of Whiteland's ensuing possession, Dalton Murray scored on a 93-yard touchdown rush, and the Warriors went on to win by a score of 21-10. Tonight on their senior day, the Quakers need to get a win and reestablish their momentum, especially as they open the playoffs 1 week from tonight at Decatur Central, a team that is currently on a 9-game winning streak over Plainfield. Now, so far this season, Plainfield has rushed 322 times and passed 117 times, a ratio of 2.8 to 1. Junior starting quarterback Aiden Moyers has completed 57 of 77 passes, an outstanding 74%, for 632 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. In addition, sophomore Cale Vanderbush has played as a backup quarterback in all 8 games, completing 23 of 40 passes for 264 yards, 1 touchdown, and 4 interceptions. Plainfield is led in receiving by freshman Noah Hessung, with 22 receptions for 277 yards and 1 touchdown. In addition, junior Seth Weiniger has 14 receptions for 132 yards and 1 touchdown, and junior Jack Beebe has 8 receptions for 132 yards and 1 touchdown. On the ground, the Quakers are spearheaded by 2-star seniors who are big college prospects and have almost identical statistics. Jarrett Stephen has 114 rushes for 678 yards and 8 touchdowns, while Ricky Alsum has 125 rushes for 660 yards and 8 touchdowns. In addition, aforementioned backup quarterback Cale Vanderbush has 41 rushes for 339 yards and 5 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Martinsville is a relatively rare case of a high school team that passes more often than it rushes. The Artesians have passed 267 times and rushed 210, a ratio of 1.3 to 1. Their starting quarterback, Xavier Tunitis, another big college prospect, has completed 133 of 193 passes, a stellar 68.9%, for 1,727 yards, 17 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions, a 4.25 to 1 touchdown interception ratio. In addition, junior backup quarterback Tyrus Martin has completed 45 of 73 passes for 385 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. The Artesians have a strong nucleus of 3 senior wide receivers led by Andy Myers, another big college prospect, with 59 receptions for 887 yards and 13 touchdowns, followed by Matthew Thomas with 49 receptions for 523 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Craig Wessner with 27 receptions for 260 yards and 1 touchdown. Craig Wessner with 27 receptions for 260 yards and 1 touchdown. In addition, junior Tyler Cox, likely the team's star receiver next season, has 16 receptions for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. Plainfield's head coach is Brian Woodard, who's 82 and 67 in his 14th season with the Quakers. Martinsville's head coach is Carter Whitson, who's 17 and 13 in his 3rd season with the Artesians. Well, at this time we'll take a short break. We'll take a short break for a few words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with the opening kickoff. Plainfield Martinsville, a regular season finale, coming at you live under the Friday night lights. Next. Assured Electric is Indiana's #1 electric solution. They can handle all of your residential electric needs. Located in Plainfield, learn more about their services by visiting their website at assuredelectric.com or by calling 317-279-6006. That's assuredelectric.com, 317-279-6006. Bud Green is an associate broker with Remax Centerstone. His phone number is 317-626-5826. That's 317-626-5826. Learn more about Bud's listing services and opportunities at letassellyourhome.com/agent/Bud-Green. That's letassellyourhome.com/agent/Bud-Green. Craig and Chase Blash are twins who dream about building better buildings and a better life for their family and community. Their reputation for honesty, integrity, and industry-leading quality has been instilled after being born, raised, and schooled in Hendricks County. CCB can do living spaces, outdoor projects, kitchens, bathrooms, and more. Learn more at ccbcontracting.com. Unbreakable Athletics Academy in Plainfield offers all sorts of opportunities to take your performance to the next level, from CrossFit to sports performance to powerlifting. Learn more about services at unbreakableathleticsacademy.com. That's unbreakableathleticsacademy.com, or by calling 317-224-6960. That's 317-224-6960. With a large network all over the world, Geodis is a growth partner to its clients, offering end-to-end solutions based on its know-how, its infrastructure, processes, and information systems that ensure operational excellence and the best service quality. Learn more at geodis.com. That's geodis.com. Gunnell Financial performs work in accounting, tax, and wealth management. Open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and evenings and weekends by appointment. You can learn more about them at their website, gunnfin.com, gunnfin.com, or by calling 317-203-4433. That's 317-203-4433. The Holsklag Group has been serving the communities of Central Indiana since 2010. Their staff of attorneys brings decades of experience in the practice of law to provide you with knowledgeable counsel across a variety of legal landscapes. Based in Plainfield, Indiana, they serve a wide range of clients throughout the United States. Much of our practice involves representing clients in matters before the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, FERC, various federal and state regulatory agencies, and federal and state courts. Additionally, we are committed to representing small businesses and individuals both locally and beyond. Learn more at thglaw.com. That's thglaw.com. Investments and Home Interiors LLC, located in Plainfield, is an A residential and commercial real estate investment company which makes dreams come true on a budget. Learn more about how they can get to work for you by calling 317-800-9646. That's 317-800-9646, or check out samples of their work at HOMANVESTMENTSLLC.com. That's HOMANVESTS. That's HOMANVESTMENTSLLC.com. HOMANVESTMENTSLLC.com. Hamvestments and Home Interiors LLC. Hoosier Tent and Party Rental has been providing Indianapolis, its suburbs, and other parts of the state with the finest tents and party equipment available. Learn more about their services and rentals at HoosierTent.com. That's HoosierTent.com, HoosierTent.com. Larry Good Homes has been family owned since 1972. They are custom home builders in Hendricks and surrounding counties. They are available for building patio homes in local communities, including Forest Creek Village in Plainfield and Wellington at Wexford and Danville. More information can be found at LarryGoodHomes.com. That's LarryGoodHomes.com, or by calling 317-839-7481. That's 317-839-7481. 317-839-7481. For over 22 years, LJS Home Improvement General Contractors has been the roofing and restoration industry. Whether you have a weather-related emergency or planning your next home improvement project, they are here to help. They have experience evaluating losses that can result from strong Indiana storms. LJS is fully licensed, insured, and prepared to inspect and repair damages your home might have sustained. By working with you and your insurance provider, they are able to efficiently restore your home to its original condition while getting you informed throughout the processes. Get more information at ljscontractors.com. That's ljscontractors.com. Well, back here at Plainfield, we're just a few minutes away from kickoff, and now we've got the marching band out on the field. So we'll be starting the national anthem shortly. So I'll be ready to pause for that at a moment's notice. We have a very pleasant evening in Plainfield. Currently the temperature is 59 degrees under a mostly clear sky. The forecast here has a projection of 55 degrees at 8 o'clock, 53 at 9, and 50 at 10. So it should be pretty pleasant for the fans tonight. And at that, we'll pause for the national anthem. Well, thank you to the Plainfield Marching Quakers for that lovely rendition of the national anthem. They have a very beautiful arrangement that I've enjoyed for the last few years commentating Plainfield football. Um, so anyway, but anyway, this is senior day here at Plainfield. Glad we got good weather for it, especially for being the last game of the regular season. I think we got somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,500 Plainfield fans here, in the home bleachers and standing room, as well as about 100, maybe 125 Martinsville fans across the field in the visiting bleachers and standing room. This is a rivalry that is now in its 14th season. It began in 2006, the year that Martinsville joined the Mid-State Conference, and which is also Coach Woodard's first year as head coach. It's been a very competitive series with the Artesians having a 7-6 edge over the Quakers. And in the course of my research and looking at this rivalry history, I discovered an interesting fact. I did not realize that Plainfield is not only an inaugural member of the Mid-State Conference, but actually that the Mid-State Conference goes all the way back to 1942. So it's pretty impressive, for a high school conference to last that long. And of the 8 teams currently in the MSC, 4 of them are original members. Plainfield, Mooresville, and Greenwood have been in the conference the entire time. Decatur Central was also an original member, but left and then rejoined. And now the Plainfield Quakers coming out very enthusiastically on the field to a nice ovation from their fans. Really need a win tonight. We should get a win. Last week, by my estimation, we played our B+ game, which was very good, especially considering the poor weather conditions. Pretty heavy rain for much of the game, and if we play our B+ game tonight, we should win. Hopefully, we'll play our A game, especially we just got to head into the playoffs next week on top of our game. Anyway, Martinsville should be a very interesting team to commentate. I remember when I first started commentating back in 2012, they were running the run and shoot offense under then head coach Fred Cuttriff, who retired a couple of years later. And then under Brad Rose, who took over, they went 7-3 in 2015 as debut season. Then went on a couple of disastrous years where they only won 1 game over the next 2 seasons, and then they rebounded in a hurry under current head coach Carter Whitson. They run off a couple of winning seasons in a row now. Fallen off a little bit this year at 3-5, though they still have a dynamic passing offense. However, weakness for the Artesians is their defense. And for that reason, they very unconventionally go for the onside kick nearly every time they kick off to try to keep their defense off the field as much as possible. So if we recover their onside kicks tonight and, make their defense stay on the field, then, that will certainly tip the game into our favor. But, one thing I love about high school football is you see so many things that you don't see at higher levels, I've been watching football. This is my 42nd season watching football. And one thing I've learned, 42 years of watching football and now 8 years of commentary. This is my 91st game as a varsity high school football commentator. Is that high school football is much more interesting than pro football. College football can be pretty interesting sometimes. The NFL really isn't very interesting. Now it's fun to watch because of the sheer talent, but not because of any great football aesthetics. I've seen so many things in these 91 games. Like I saw the wishbone, back when Plainfield played at Greenfield Central in Week 1. And I believe Greenfield Central only threw 1 pass the first game. Last week, in fact, I saw a game in which there were only 5 passes thrown between the 2 teams. I've seen teams that go for the 2 almost every time. And, I've seen teams run all kinds of unusual offenses and just go into, the games with unorthodox, game plans. Go for it on 4th down, or do fake punts on 1st down inside your opponent's 30, in the first quarter. all kinds of crazy things like that. And the NFL is just so homogenous that it's not very interesting as football. As entertainment, yes, again, just because of the sheer talent. Um, but yeah, I would watch a high school game, over an NFL game any day easily, And I remember last year when or 2 years ago when a lot of people started boycotting the NFL because of the kneeling for the national anthem. I remember watching Sean Hannity, and he said that Saturday is my football day now, and I thought, well, nice sentiment, but Friday is my football day. To me, there are just very few things in life that I love more than basking in the glory of the Friday night lights. So at that, here we go, ready to start the game now. Martinsville will be kicking off. Let's see if the Artesians stay, in their tradition of onside kicks, and let's see if Plainfield is ready for it. Looks to me like they are. All the guys on the front line, look like they're ready to jump on the ball. Now remember, the kickoff has to go 10 yards before, and now there it is, and we got it. All right. So Plainfield starts the ball barely in their own territory at about the 47 or 48. So good start to the game for the Quakers. And I give the Martinsville kicker credit that, even though Plainfield obviously was anticipating the onside kick, the kicker was still pretty sly about it. He sort of caught me off guard, because I wasn't sure he was ready for the kickoff yet. So now the Quakers take formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 1 running back. Aiden Moyers is the quarterback to start off. And now run over to Hessen on a sweep. He takes it around. He's got the first down. Pickup of about 12 or 13 yards for Noah Hessung. So with 11:51 to go, the Quakers move the chains on their first play from scrimmage. So good start to the game. Let's get a quick score. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ricky Alsum, the running back. And now Moyers turns to the sideline looking for instructions. The snap. Moyers, he dodges a sack, and he takes it forward. He gets about 4 yards out of it. So it'll bring up 2nd and 6. So anyway, that'll be about 2nd and 6 for the Quakers. 11:08 to go and counting here in the first quarter. No score. Senior day here at Plainfield. The Quakers trying to end a 3-game losing streak. Hand off to Alsum. He's up the middle. He could go all the way, and he does. Yes, Ricky Alsum, 36 yards for the touchdown. 1 minute and 7 seconds is all it takes for the Quakers to open the scoring here, and certainly that explains why Martinsville tries to keep their defense off the field. Plainfield scored, making it look very easy, and it's good to get the lead. Last week we had the lead only once. That was in the second half. We took the lead in the third quarter there at Whiteland, and then lost it, promptly on the ensuing possession for the Warriors. Now Harris Nichols on the extra point. It is a high snap, but he gets it down. The kick is up, and it is good. So Harris Nichols is having overall a very good year on extra points. He's now 26 for 30. Oddly, all 4 of his misses came in the same game. That was the 4-point loss to Decatur Central back in week 6. We get a chance to avenge that loss, as well as a 9-game losing streak next week to open the playoffs on the road. So that should be a very tough game, very competitive game. I hope you all will get down there for that one. We need all the support we can get. What a sweet win that would be. What a great time to break that losing streak to the Hawks, who are our closest geographic rival, only 8 miles away from here over on the southwest side of Indianapolis. So now Nichols set to kick off there. And Martinsville, keep in mind, They do have a dynamic passing offense, so they are not, they're not out of this by any means. It's a deep kick, and it is taken inside the 10, brought up to the 15, 20, sweeps around to the right side of the field, but he's brought down shy of the 20. So nice coverage there by the Quakers. That was Andy Myers there on the return for Martinsville. So the Artesians take over 1st and 16 on their opening offensive possession. 10:48 to go. Plainfield 7, Martinsville 0. The Quakers scored on a 36-yard touchdown rush by Ricky Alsum on the 3rd play from scrimmage. So now lining up a very aggressive formation. 5 wide receivers, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. So now Xavier Tunitas, a senior, playing his last regular season game. Low snap, screen pass out to the left. It's caught. He's got some room over on the left side. He might have the first down. It's going to be very close. He was pushed out right around the 25 or so. I think he's going to be slightly short. Nevertheless, a good first play from, nevertheless, a first good offensive play for the Quakers. But it's coming back, good because of a hold. So 10:42 to go here in the first quarter. Bad break for the Artesians. And even though Martinsville has a very good passing offense, Xavier Tunitas, a very solid college prospect. He is a little undersized at 5'10", 175, but, still, obviously, stellar numbers this season. 17 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. But now 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 1 running back now. Tunitas fakes the handoff, rolls to the right. Screen pass, it is complete. He's got it, and he's got the first down there, knocked out of bounds at about the 28 there. So that was Craig Wessner. Craig Wessner, and he is he's a senior, like the top 3, all of the top 3 receivers for the Artesians are. So now we've got Wessner and Billy Buis to the left, another one to the right. 1 running back, Tunitas in shotgun. And takes it, rolls to his left, passes downfield. He's got a man wide open on the left side. He takes it into Quaker territory up to about the 45. That was Matt Thomas there. So 10:17 to go. So Martinsville not fazed at all by the Quakers' quick score. The Artesians showing that they can hold their own, at least offensively. 20, now 2 receivers to each side. 1 running back, Tunitas in shotgun. So now we've got Thomas and one other receiver to the left. Then we have Myers and one other receiver to the right. Tunitas now, he's got plenty of time. He throws downfield. It's going to be, just overthrown. So that's the first time that either quarterback has thrown deep in this game. The clock stops with 9:49 to go. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Artesians at the Plainfield 45. Plainfield did 3 rushes on their opening drive, 1 by Hessing, 1 by Moyers, and then the touchdown by Alsum. So 2nd and 10 now for the Artesians. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And now the play is whistled dead there. So let's see what that's all about. It's going to be against the Artesians. That backs it up 5 yards, bringing up 2nd and 15 now. So now let's see. We've got Buis, Myers, and Wessner all lined up to the right now. 1 receiver to the left, 1 running back. Now handoff there, and they're right on top of him, and he gets maybe 1 yard. I think they're going to give him forward progress out to the 49. That'll bring up 3rd and about 14 for the Artesians. 9:37 to go. That was Cox there for the Tyler Cox. He's a senior for the Artesians. Martinsville, a relatively rare high school team that passes more than it rushes. 3 receivers to the right, now 1 to the left. Cox, the running back. Tunitas takes it, screen pass over to the left, makes the reception, dodges a tackle, and he's got the first, and he's inside the 30. So Martinsville, a very big, third down conversion there on 3rd and 15. And certainly Plainfield looking at a much different offense than they did a week ago when Whiteland threw only 2 passes the whole game. Whiteland entered the game with nearly a 10-to-1 rush pass ratio. Plainfield about 2.5 to 1. Martinsville, in contrast, a very that's going to be against the Quakers. Martinsville, in contrast, like I said, they rush more often than they pass. I think maybe 10% of the teams I've commentated over the years have done so. Maybe not even that much. Maybe more. Maybe closer to 5%. It's pretty rare. It always stands out of my mind when it happens. So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cox, the running back. Tunitas takes the snap. He's got time. He gets rid of it, but it's going to be for a loss. So he was under pressure and he got rid of it. Cox caught the reception, but for a loss of about 3 yards. So should have just swatted it to the ground. So 2nd and 12 now, 8:47 to go. 2 receivers to each side now. Cox, the running back. Tunitas in shotgun takes it. And we're pressuring him, and we got him for a sack. Yes. So a big defensive play for the Quakers. That'll be 3rd and very long. It'll be 3rd and about 18 or so. And Martinsville, not a very good rushing offense, so they're almost certain to pass here. They might try a trick play. We'll see. But if anything short of a touchdown, and then we're in very good shape. So 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Takes it, rolls to his left. He's got time. Throws it over to the left side, but it's over his head. Out of bounds. So that'll bring up 4th and 17. 7:54 to go in the first quarter. The clock will stop. Martinsville has attempted only 1 field goal all season. That was an 18-yarder by Jackson Fry, which was good. But with that being his only attempt, that's not much to judge him on. That's not an indication of whether he has the kind of distance, and it would be a 40-yard field goal from this spot. So let's see what the Artesians do. Most likely they will go for it. And, but one thing I always say. Okay, I missed the flag. Okay, there's a face mask against the Quakers. So big break for the Artesians. So the disappointment there. I apologize for missing that flag. So now all of a sudden 3rd and 17 turns into a much less intimidating 3rd and I believe it's going to be 3rd and 7 here. So 7:54 to go here in the first quarter. Plainfield 7, Martinsville 0 on Plainfield Senior Day. 2 receivers to each side. Cox, the running back. Tunitas in shotgun. Takes it. And now he rushes, and then he pitches back to Cox. Takes it all the way over to the right side. He dives. He might have the first. It's going to be very close. I believe he does. So there is a flag. Let's see what so it's already several penalties here in the first 4:13 of this game. Martinsville, threatening to tie it, but let's see what this. So it's going to be a false start against the Artesians, so it is coming back. So now good break for the Quakers. So anyway, so that'll be now a 3rd and. So now 3rd and 10 back at the 16. So the last couple of penalties have just about canceled each other out. So 2 receivers to each side now. Now Tunitas looking over to the sideline for instructions apparently. Cox, the running back, standing to the immediate right of Tunitas. There's the snap. Immediate throw on a cut up the middle, and he makes the catch for the first down. So he handled that very well. And so that was a reception there by Myers. And now hurry up on the snap to Cox. He drives into the end zone. Did he get it? Yes. So Tony Cox, gets the touchdown, and the Artesians are an extra point away from tying it. So now we better be ready for that onside kick. But first things first, we got to do the conversion attempt here. So 7:34 to go in the first quarter. Now it looks like that, and the Artesians are going for the two. So two receivers to each side. Tunitas, the running back. Tunitas, the quarterback in shotgun. And now Cox is sent right. Screen pass to Cox. He makes the catch, and he cuts back and scores. So Martinsville, just like that, has the lead. Wow, he did a great job just jamming on the brakes, changing directions, and going into the end zone. Wow, outstanding call there by the Artesians, and just like that, they have the lead. So it's a reminder, when you got them 3rd and 17, you got it. When you got the offense at 3rd and 17, you got to get them off the field. Got to get them off the field. So now we just got to hope for an onside kick that we recover in good field position, and that we can just run over their defense. The way that we did on the first possession, where we scored easily. 3 plays, 54 yards, capped off by a 36-yarder by Alsum. I give Martinsville all the credit in the world, though. They got down, after giving up those points so easily, and they came back, and really they stuck it in our faces, and they did. They really earned that. So now, likely we'll get another onside kick here, and the kicker is in huddle with the other guys. Probably is going to try to surprise us again. Who knows? We'll see. That's part of the charm of high school football, though. Now, and he kicks it like a semi-long kick this time. Fielded on a hop at about the 21. He's got some hole. Got a hole up the middle. He takes it just shy of the 40. So Plainfield still taking over in fairly good field position. The Artesians averaging only 30 yards a kickoff on the season, about 20 fewer than Plainfield is. 7:28 to go here in the first quarter. I believe that last week at Whiteland in the rain, I think the first quarter ended like at 7:14 or something like that. So anyway, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And now handoff there to Jarrett Stephen. His first carry, he's hit near the line, but he plows up for about 4 or 5. So nice second and third effort there by Jarrett Stephen, playing his final regular season game. He transferred from Avon, after playing 3 years as a backup for the Orioles. And he's finally, he's finally gotten regular minutes here for the Quakers, sharing the load about equally with Ricky Alsum. Should be playing college ball a year from now. Both of them should. And now a quarterback keeper there, but he's hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he's brought down for a sack. So that'll bring up 3rd and long for the Quakers. Oh, no. So he got a slightly better spot than I thought, but it's still going to be about 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. 6:33 to go and counting here in the first quarter, 7:21 your time of day. We're coming at you live from Plainfield on Senior Day. 2 receivers to each side now. There's some movement at the line, but no flag. Jarrett Stephen, the running back. Aiden Moyers, the quarterback, the junior in shotgun. His second season as a starter. Takes a snap, and it fakes it. Now he thinks about running, throws up the middle. He's got a reception. He's got the first down. Yes. Boy, did we need that one. That was Evan Clark, one of the relatively few seniors who's a big offensive contributor for the Quakers. most of these guys, except for the running backs, Steven and Alston will be gone. Most of the receivers and the two major quarterbacks will be back. So Moyers now, and now it throws up the middle, and it's caught there for about 7. He gets down. He has to get down to make the catch, but he does get it. So that's about a it's about an 8-yard gain there. So it'll bring up 2nd and short for the Quakers. Jarrett Stevens still the running back now, one receiver to each side. Moyer still in shotgun. 5:32 to go and counting. Now handoff to Steven, and he's hit around the line of scrimmage again. He plows forward. I think they're going to give him forward progress at least for the first down, but let's see. Steven, a very tough kid. Certainly, he's tried to make up this season for his lack of playing time at Avon. I commentated him for 3 years in their freshman and JV games, and he was a beast. But, Avon ranked number 1 for the 7th consecutive week this week. Such a deep program. Last year he was playing behind Samson James, who's now a freshman at Ohio State. This year he would have been playing behind Jalen Love, also a big college prospect. So one receiver to each side. Moyers. And he fumbles it, and he dives on it. Oh, no. We do have it. It's still in pretty good field position, but that loss of down hurts. 4:59 to go and counting here in the first quarter. Plainfield trying to snap a 3-game losing streak here on their senior day. They started off a very promising 4-1. Now it should be noted that all 3 of the teams they've lost to the last 3 weeks are all ranked in the top 11 in the state here in Class 3A, and 2 of them we easily could have won had 1 or 2 plays been different. And even with Franklin, we lost 28-11, but, Franklin's beaten several teams much worse than that this season. So now a handoff to Steven. He goes over to the left side. He doesn't have much, but he turns on the speed, finds some room on the left side. So it's going to, he got a big chunk of, he didn't get close to the 14, but he got a big chunk of it, so it's more manageable now. So he now, he got a better spot than I thought, up to the 30. So now, okay, it's 3rd and 2, so it's better than I thought. So now we've got Wiest out to the right, Hessling to the left. Stevens still in there at running back. Moyers in shotgun. 4:20 to go and counting in the first quarter. Now handoff there to Steven. He plows forward. I think he's got the first. It's I think, and then maybe one more. Okay, that was Alston back in there. And of course, as Coach Woodard has pointed out on his show, one good thing about Steven and Alston is that they, it's always good to have just, fresh pair of legs in there, So 2 receivers to each side now. Alston, the running back. Moyers in shotgun. Takes a snap. Screen pass over to the left. It's complete inside the 20. That's Evan Clark again. He's knocked out of bounds about the 18. He's going to be very close to the first down. 3:58 to go. Okay, they do give him credit for the first. I thought he was slightly short, but all right. So now the Quakers line up. They've got Cooper Springs. He had both of our receptions last week as a sophomore. Springs and Clark to the left, 2 receivers to the right, also the running back. Fakes the snap, throws into the end zone, and we got it for the touchdown. Yes. All right, so we got the lead back. That was Noah Hessling there, the freshman, leading receiver on the team, and he becomes the first Quaker to have multiple receiving touchdowns this season. Definitely, we will need, to improve the passing offense in the offseason, especially, with what we're losing at running back with Alston and Steven. So now Nichols on the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So your Quakers go down for the first time in the game, but they strike right back on the ensuing possession. Your score with 3:54 to go here in the first quarter on Senior Day at Plainfield. Your Plainfield Quakers 14, the Martinsville Artesians 8, here on AudioSportsOnline.com. Avon Monster Mini Golf offers state-of-the-art indoor climate-controlled facility completely under the luminescent glow of black lights. Store-specific unique living art and monster-themed decor featuring fun-loving animated monsters. 18-hole miniature golf course and adventure like nothing you have ever experienced. High-tech video game arcade and monstrous prize center. Mini bowling, monster-themed laser tag, laser maze, light concessions, and more. That's Avon Monster Mini Golf. Porter Hair Design is at 2467 East Main Street. That's 2467 East Main Street in Plainfield. Call 317-437-4808. That's 317-437-4808 for an appointment today. Well, back here at Plainfield, we're about to kick off, and your Plainfield Quakers are leading the Martinsville Artesians 14-8. Each team has scored every time it's had the ball today. So that's a kick. It's fielded about the 15, brought up to the 20, 25. He breaks the tackle, gets up to about the 30, stays on his feet, and he's being pushed forward by some of his teammates, gets up to the 33 or 34, so very good effort there by the Artesians. So now let's see if the Artesians passing offense is as good as, as it was the first time. My hope is that we'll get the Artesians in a two-possession deficit at some point in this game, because if we do, then, we're in very good control of this game, because then, we can be more geared to stop their pass and, keep their passing offense and keep it under control. So anyway, two receivers to each side, one running back. Tunitis, the quarterback. Now fakes the handoff, and and we got him. Yes. We got a sack for a gain for about 5 yards. So it's, and the thing is, and another good thing about having him, it's 2nd and 15 now, is that it makes it, more likely that they're going to go for longer passes that, are easier to defend. So 3:19 to go and counting, two receivers to each side. Cox, I believe, is still in there at running back. Tunitis in shotgun. Takes a snap. He's pressured. He gets rid of it, throws downfield on his left, and it's caught inside the Plainfield 40. Amazing catch. That was Matt Thomas there. The play covers about 40 yards. Wow. I'll give Martinsville credit. They've come through, on several plays where it looked like the game, was in danger of slipping away, and now they try to hurry up and get a playoff, but Plainfield takes a timeout with 2:59 to go. So at that, we'll take a short break for a few words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back here on audiosportsonline.com. Your score: Plainfield 14, Martinsville 8. Julia Berberich of Remax Centerstone is located at 3930 Clarks Creek Road in Plainfield. That's 3930 Clarks Creek Road in Plainfield. Get more information about listings and availabilities by contacting Julia directly at 317-502-1928. That's 317-502-1928. Jimmy John's offers delivery and catering. They're located at 2683, that's 2683 East Main Street next to BW3's, and open from 10:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday through Saturday. More information can be found at 837-8282. That's 837-8282, or online at jimmyjohns.com. That's jimmyjohns.com. Well, back here at Plainfield, it's a much slower moving game this week with your Plainfield Quakers in a passing heavy contest leading the Martinsville Artesians 14-8 here on Plainfield's Senior Day. Now Martinsville has the ball, 1st and 10 at the Plainfield 37. Three receivers to the right, one to the left. And now Tunitis is pressured, but he's got some room on the left side. I think he's got the first down. Yes, he does, inside the 25, inside the 20. So Xavier Tunitis does an outstanding job picking up about 20 yards there. So the Artesians get to the red zone, 2:52 to go. Last week the game lasted 1 hour and 54 minutes, which is the all-time shortest game the all-time shortest varsity game I've ever commentated. That did not end up with a running clock. So anyway, three receivers to the right, one to the left. Cox, the running back. Tunitis in shotgun. 1st and 10 at the 17. And now drops back, and he's under pressure, and we got him for a sack. Yes, he dodged 2 sacks, but then 4 guys crunched him. So nice team defense there by the Quakers. Now we got to keep him from getting a long passing play. Last time we got him for a 5-yard loss, and he responded with a 40-yard pass to Thomas. So 2:28 to go and counting here in the first quarter. So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cox, the running back, Tonitis in shotgun. Movement at the line. No flag so far. And now Tonitis looks over at the sideline, 12 on the play clock. And the snap. Drops back, throws into the end zone. And it's just off the arm of his intended receiver. So it'll be now third and long. So we've got to, Andy Myers was the intended receiver. Now it's third and 18. We got to get the offense off the field here. That's all there is to it. They're almost certain to pass. So, we can just be very conservative. We can, let them have a short gain. Just, don't let them get close to the first down. So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Takes a snap. Rolls to his right. He's pressured. He gets rid of it. And did he make the catch? No, incomplete. So 4th and 18 now. Now, no excuse for giving up the first down or the touchdown here. We got to get the ball back, then get any score, even a field goal would make it a 2-possession lead, 9 points. And then, then we're in the driver's seat. So 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Tonitis in shotgun, Cox the running back. The Artesians have played most plays with 4 wide receivers and then Cox in the backfield and Tonitis in shotgun. 1:55 to go, first quarter. Takes the snap. He's blitzed. He throws it into the end zone. Incomplete. Yes, so the Quakers take over on downs. It's the first possession that either team has had in this game in which it did not score. So now, let's get preferably the touchdown, but the field goal, like I said, will still do us a lot of good because it'll put us up by 2 possessions. All right. So now the Quakers take over. Now Cale Vanderbush in at quarterback. He played probably the most minutes he's played all season last week in Whiteland in a very rushing-dominated game. So 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And now Vanderbush, a keeper. He's a very good rusher, and he takes it up for about 5 yards. Plainfield's last win was 4 weeks ago today, right here at Plainfield, 38-28 over Greenwood. 1:32 to go and counting. Speaking of Greenwood, they actually, hold that thought. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 5 for the Quakers. Alsum still in there at running back. He and Steven interchange, very frequently. Both about the same size. Now, handoff there to Alsum. And he's got the first down and more past the 35 up to about the 37. That's a pickup of about 8 yards for Ricky Alsum. Yeah, on the program, Alsum listed at 5'9", 200. Steven at 5'9", 190. Alsum wears number 1. Alsum wears 21. Steven wears 22. Ironically, 21 being the number that Steven wore back at Avon. So anyway, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Alsum the running back. Vanderbush in at quarterback. Drops back, screen pass complete to Alsum, up to the 40. And he plows forward. He's going to be close to the first down. He gets past the 45 up to about the 46. 30 seconds to go and counting here in the second quarter. Didn't get as good a spot as I thought, but still up to the 44. That brings up 2nd and 3. The Quakers do not have to run a play in this quarter. 3 receivers now to the right, 1 to the left. Alsum still in at running back. Vanderbush, low snap, but he gets it, runs with it himself. He's got the first down and more, and brought down at the Whiteland 48. And the clock stops temporarily to move the chains, although when it resumes, the Quakers will not have to run a play for the remainder of the quarter. And that's the end of the quarter. So after one quarter of play here on Senior Day at Plainfield, the Quakers look like they're in good shape. at snapping that 3-game losing streak. Your score, Plainfield 14, Martinsville 8. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. You Paint Pottery. The mission of You Paint Pottery in Plainfield is to provide an environment of creativity and a place to spend quality time with loved ones. The You Paint team strives to make the pottery painting experience the very best it can be for all our customers. We hope the memories shared at You Paint are treasured for years to come. Learn more at upaintpotterystudio.com. That's the letter U, paintpotterystudio.com. The letter U, paintpotterystudio.com. Other sponsors of Plainfield football include Stringer and Associates. Find them online at patstringerhomes.com. That's patstringerhomes.com, or contact Rick or Pat by phone at 317-839-8845. That's 317-839-8845. 317-839-8845. Well, back here at Plainfield, we're about to resume. We're about to start the second quarter here with your Plainfield Quakers leading the Martinsville Artesians by a score of 14-8. Plainfield has the ball, 1st and 10 at the Martinsville 48. 3 receivers now to the right, 1 to the left. Ricky Olsen, the quarterback. Screen pass across field over to Clark. It might have been backwards. He better cover it. Yeah, they ruled it was thrown backwards, meaning that it was technically a lateral and counts as a rush there. So big loss for the Quakers of about 8 yards. You got to be careful on those side passes, because if they're not caught, it's considered a rush, and the other team can grab it and take possession. So anyway, now it's an 8-yard loss on that play. We've got to get those yards back now. So 2 receivers to each side now. And now we got room. Now we got a flag. Hopefully there was some movement at the line. Hopefully it's against Martinsville. It is. So we got 5 of the yards back that we lost on the penalty. So good break for the Quakers. I'll tell you, though, I would be a horrible, horrible official, because it seems like I always see the second guy who moved, So now 2nd and 18 turns to 2nd and 13. The Quakers have the ball at their own 49, 11-18 to go and counting in the second quarter. It's been a very slow-moving game compared to last week because of all the passing. Last week, only 5 passes the whole game. We got out of there in 1 hour and 45 minutes. So, anyway, handoff there to, no, he fakes the handoff. He's got a screen pass. It's complete for a gain of about 10. We got a flag, though, so let's see if it counts. I could not tell. So it's going to be against the Quakers, so it's coming back. So a lot of penalties in this game, too. I don't think we had more than 5 or 6 penalties all game last week. Maybe I have a faulty memory, but I don't think it was very many. So 10:59 to go. So now the ball marked all the way back at the Plainfield 39. So now all of a sudden we got 2nd and 23 here. So we need to get something going. And for Martinsville, who doesn't have a very good defense, it's a big break when you got your team in a 2nd and 23 holes. Let's see if we take advantage. Let's see if we overcome that. Let's see if we overcome that that situation. Now a handoff there to, I believe that's Steven there. He got about 6 or 7. We're still not close to the first down. Obviously, Martinsville can afford to be very, very conservative with its rushing defense right now. Steven, they give credit for 6 there. So now that'll bring up 3rd and 17 there at the the Martinsville 45. So now takes the snap, drops back, throws over to the right side. He's got a man open. He makes the catch. Was he in bounds? Yes, he was. It's going to be right at the first down. I think they're going to give it to him. That was Jack Beebe there, who seemed to catch the game-winning touchdown pass last week at Whiteland, which unfortunately was negated. Yes, they give him credit for the first down. So great job by the Quakers covering those 23 yards in 2 plays. So now BB and one other receiver to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Steven, the running back. Vanderbush still in there at quarterback. He's on his first possession of the game. Moyers guided the team to 2 touchdowns. And now we've got and now Martinsville takes a timeout with 9:59 to go here in the the second quarter. So with your Plainfield Quakers on their senior day leading Martinsville 14-8, we'll be back after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. The Quinn Property Group is a property sourcing company working with clients to fulfill their investment needs on a custom-made basis. We specialize in sourcing buy-to-let and flip properties in South Wales. They're online at quinnpropertygroup.co.uk. That's quinnpropertygroup.co.uk. Well, back here at Plainfield, we're about to resume play here on Plainfield Senior Day with your Plainfield Quakers leading the Martinsville Artesians by a score of 14-8. Plainfield has the ball now 1st and 10 at the Martinsville 37. The Quakers have scored a touchdown on each of their 2 possessions. So now, BB and one other receiver to the right, another receiver to the left. Steven takes the snap, and he's got some room over the right side. He's tripped up, but not before picking up another first down. He's down at about the 26. So that's a gain of 11 there by Jarrett Steven. Not Stevens, but Steven, singular. 3 receivers now to the left, 1 to the right. Steven still in at running back. Vanderbush at quarterback, the sophomore. Sophomore has played heavy minutes as a backup in all 9 games this season. So now 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Vanderbush, He's got time, rolls to his left, fakes a pass. Now he runs with it, but he's brought down for a short loss. So nice job by the Martinsville defense. A defense that has struggled a lot this season. But they came through there, bringing up 2nd and 13 for the Quakers now at their own 29. So now 2 receivers to each side. We got Hessung and BB to the right, 2 others to the left. Now handoff there to Steven, and he plows his way up for about 4. So that'll bring up 3rd and about 9. So 8:39 to go here in the second quarter, 7:45 your time of day. This is about the time, without much exaggeration, that halftime started last week in that game with only 5 passes. So now 2 receivers now to each side, Hessung and BB to the right. Vanderbush takes it, and he throws up the middle. It is caught there. It's going to be very close to the first down. That was Evan Clark there. Evan having a very good senior day. 8:13 to go here in the quarter, and that'll bring up about 4th and 1 for the Quakers. Obviously going to go for it. 2 receivers to the left. I think we'll probably get a quarterback sneak from Vanderbush, who's a very good rusher. No, they direct snap to Steven, and he does have it and more, and he's up to almost the 10. So that's about 5 yards there by Steven. So the clock stops to move the chains with 7:52 to go here in the second quarter. Plainfield trying to take a 2-possession lead. That will be very hard for the Artesians to overcome with their limited defense. So they spot Steven at the 10. So now we've got Hessung out to the right, another receiver to the left. Steven still in there at running back. He and Alsum 8 touchdowns rushing apiece on the season. Vanderbush in shotgun, takes the snap, hands off to Steven, takes it over to the right side. He's got some room inside and he dives. He's got the touchdown. He broke the plane. So Jarrett Steven, touchdown number 9 in 9 games on the season. And there's that 2-possession lead I talked about. Your Quakers take a 20-8 lead with the conversion pending. 7:31 here to go in the second quarter at Plainfield. So Steven gets a touchdown on his senior day. If he were, if he had stayed with Avon, he very well might be spending his senior day on the bench behind Jalen Love. Avon, the number 1 team in the country, or not the country, the state. But now the kick is up now, and it is good. So 21-8 your score. And that goes a long way, not toward clinching it, but certainly toward putting the Quakers in the driver's seat, because this will put a lot of pressure on Martinsville to score quickly on offense and to and to and to convert some onside kicks. And I'll tell you, if we can start milking a lot of the clock, that could go a long way toward helping us as well. Last week, in the disappointing, painful loss at Whiteland, we got the ball first to start the second half, and we ran off nearly 2/3 of the quarter, got a touchdown, and that put us in the lead. Unfortunately, we ended up losing the game. But if the Artesians are in that kind of hole, then they're likely to throw on almost every play, and we'll be geared to stop it. And so things looking very promising now. And now we go for an onside kick, and it's caught there. Not really a very well executed onside kick. It was too high and soft. Not the onside kicks have a much better chance to be converted if they're real choppy, that are the kind that are likely to bounce off your hands. So Martinsville gets pretty good field position, taking over at their own 42 with 7:31 to go. Keep in mind, Martinsville does get the ball first to start the second half, so if they score a touchdown on this drive and hold Plainfield without any points the rest of the half, then Martinsville will have a chance to tie or take the lead on the first possession of the second half. So don't get too comfortable yet, but things are looking good. So two receivers to the left, one to the right. Cox gets it on the rush. He gets up for about 2 or 3. So Plainfield now in Plainfield still in good shape. That they give Cox credit for 2 yards there. Cox also does well. He also has 16 receptions for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns coming into tonight. So now we got a penalty against Plainfield for 5 yards. So now the second and 8 turns to second and 3. So now 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Cox, the running back. Tunitis takes it. Screen pass over to the right. He's got the first down inside Quaker territory. He's stopped at about the 42 or 43. 6:49 to go. It's a super long broadcast tonight. Three receivers now to the left, 1 to the right. And now some running, and now we've got a flag there. Offsides on Plainfield. We've got to cut down to the penalties. We can probably afford to win with a lot of, we can probably get away with a lot of penalties tonight against Martinsville. I don't think we'll be able to get away with a lot of penalties next week against Decatur Central in the playoffs. We got to bring our A game. Really, we got to bring our A-plus game on that one. We can't take any chances. So 2 receivers to each side now. Tunitis throws up the middle, and it's just a little bit too far to the right. His intended receiver was Craig Wesner, so that will bring up third down for the 3rd down and 5 for the Artesians. Second and 5. Excuse me, that was first down there. So 2 receivers to each side now. Cox, the running back, Tunitis in shotgun. He's pressured. He gets rid of it, and it's tipped and falls incomplete. So 3rd and 5 now. Very critical 3rd down for the Artesians. It just hit me during the broadcast tonight that the last name of the quarterback of Martinsville, Xavier. Well, hold that thought. Two receivers to the left. Two receivers to the left. And now, okay, so we've got Buis and Thomas out to the left, two other receivers to the right. Cox in shotgun. Now Westner shifts left, and now pitch back there to Cox, and we're right on top of him, and he's brought down for a short loss. So that'll bring up fourth down. Most likely the Artesians will go for it. They don't want to give with over 5 minutes to go in the half, they don't want to give Plainfield a shot for what would be a nearly insurmountable 3-possession lead, which the Quakers would take with a touchdown. So, big play for the Quakers defense. Two receivers to each side now. And now we pressure the quarterback. And now he gets rid of it. He's got a man open, but he didn't put enough on the pass. It's incomplete. Then the Quakers take over. So 2 consecutive possessions in which the Artesians turned the ball over on downs. Very possibly fatal for Martinsville. Plainfield takes over. First and 10 at their own 39. 5:02 to go. 2 timeouts. So come on, boys. Let's just get the touchdown. Stick the dagger in the heart. Let's not have any tension in this one. Let's get the win, get home, get a good night's sleep, and start working tomorrow for the Decatur Central game, and then go play the game of our lives. But more on that later. So now we've got Vanderbush here in still staying in at quarterback, and false start against the Quakers. So it backs it up 5 yards. No, I'm sorry. Sometimes I have a hard time discerning the 5s from the 6s on the scoreboard here. It looks to me now like it's 6:01. So, it's all the better, Still, that gives us, half a quarter for this offense against this defense. That's a long time. So low snap now. Alstom gets it. It breaks the tackle, and then he finds a little bit of room on the left side. Gets maybe 2 or 3. So 5:50 to go and counting now. That's fine with me, though, if we take a lot, of time off the clock and then score late in the half, so that Martinsville wouldn't have much time left to do anything. So 2 receivers to each side now. Alstom, the running back. Vanderbush in shotgun. Low snap. Takes the handoff. Throws up the middle to Hessling. Makes the catch, and he's brought down right around the first down mark. The first down marker. I think he's going to be marked maybe about 6 inches short. So that'll bring up 3rd down and inches here. And Vanderbush on the quarterback sneak easily gets the first down. So good job hurrying up into formation and getting that play off. So anyway, now they're marking it right at the 50. 5:07 to go. Plenty of time. Let's get that 3-possession lead. So 2 receivers to each side now. Also the running back. We've got Hessung and Beebe there are the receivers to the right. .444 to go and counting. Vanderbush, the snap, drops back. He's got time, throws up the middle. He's got Hessung wide open. He makes the catch. He's got the first down, brought down immediately at about the 32 or 33. So the Quakers looking very good. They've scored a touchdown on every possession in this game. Martinsville scored a touchdown and a 2-point conversion on their first, but have turned it over on downs on their two ensuing possessions. So now we've got Hessung and Beebe out to the right. 2 receivers out to the left. Alstom, the running back. Vanderbush in shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back. He's got time, throws up the middle near the sideline, and now it's and he threw it into good coverage. He was going for Beebe, but had Beebe made the catch, he likely would have been out of bounds anyway. Vanderbush so far as a quarterback has been more of a rusher than a passer, but he's a good contrast though for Moyers. It's good when the opponent has to adjust to not just one but 2 quarterbacks. Second and 10 now, 4:11 to go in the second quarter. Plainfield 21, Martinsville 8. And now Vanderbush gets it. He takes it off to the left. He's got some room on the left side, and he's knocked out of bounds at around the 25. He's going to be about 3 or 4 yards short of the first down. That'll bring up third down, 4:05 to go here in the second quarter for the Quakers. 7:57 your time of day. Third and 3 for the Quakers. 2 receivers to the left, nobody to the right. Now it looks like they're going to direct snap to Alsum. Yeah, they do. And he takes it up the middle, and he could go all the way. He's inside the 10, and he's brought down at about the 6 or 7. Found a good hole and took advantage of it. And even 4 minutes to go now. So the Quakers now with 4 minutes to go, 6 or 7 yards. A full range of options here. 3:54 to go and counting. And now Alsum's again at quarterback. Steven's done some of that this year too. And he takes it in himself, and he gets up to about the 5, so that'll be a 2 or 3 yard gain. The play started from the 8, so he didn't get quite as good a spot in the last play as I thought, but nevertheless, Plainfield looking like they're in good shape now for the score. Beebe out to the right. The Quakers could be very methodical here. No, we got a penalty against Plainfield, though. Sorry about that. So that'll back it up to the 15. So first and goal for the 15 now. First and goal from the 15 for the Quakers. We got Hessung and Beebe lined up to the right. 2 receivers to the left. Vanderbush back in at quarterback. Alsum at running back. 3:20 to go. 10 seconds on the play clock. Now 4 seconds on the play clock. They better hurry. They get the snap. Vanderbush throws, and he's got a reception, and he's got the first down. He's down at about the 5. I forgot about the penalty. Brigham Wiest, who seemed to catch the game-winning touchdown last week. I mistakenly said it was Beebe who appeared to make the winning touchdown. It was Beebe who appeared to make the winning touchdown pass last week, and Wiest who caught that pass. That was negated. So 2:40 to go and counting. Second and goal at the 5 for the Quakers. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Vanderbush takes it, and he dodges a tackle, and then dives forward. And that way, Martinsville saying that he fumbled and that they have it. Is that the case? The officials are deliberating. Yes. Oh, no. Not a backbreaker, but certainly disappointing. With 2:28 to go, not likely that the Artesians will get a score this half. But it means that if there's no scoring the rest of this half, then Martinsville will have a chance to make it a 1-possession game to start off the second half, and that's not good. I wanted to get that 3-possession lead. Maybe we'll get a safety here. So anyway, 2 receivers now to the left, and Tunitas is in shotgun in the end zone. 2 receivers to each side. Tunitas lined up in the end zone. So, got to go for the safety here. You get that momentum back. And now a back drop, and he throws deep down the left side, and it is broken up. Okay. So no harm there. The clock stops. 2:23 to go. And if we stop them here, if we go 3 and out, then we'll get the ball back with, over a minute to go, and still a good chance to take that 3-possession lead. So that last play, calls to mind that fumble we had at the Decatur Central 1 in the loss at Decatur Central 42-38 3 weeks ago. So now three receivers nearly an interception there on a screen pass. It's knocked to the ground, incomplete. So that was a good defense there. So it'll bring up 3rd and 10. So Martinsville still in a deep hole at their own 2-yard line. And, since I believe every snap this game, Tunitas has taken in shotgun. So, if we can just stop them from getting the first down here, then, we're in excellent shape. And remember, Martinsville's only used, I think, 9 seconds on this drive since it's been 2 incomplete passes. So now Tonitis screen pass, he's got it for a gain of just 2 or 3 yards. So the Artesians apparently will be punting from their own end zone. I can't imagine they would go for it here. And Plainfield should take their time out here, so they'll get the ball back with over 2 minutes to go. Yes, they have. Good move. So at that, we'll take a short pause for a few words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com, and then we'll be back with the thrilling conclusion of the first half. Your score, Plainfield 21 and Martinsville 8. Synergy Telecom is a worldwide provider of telecommunications equipment, technical service, and 24/7 maintenance services for all major brands and systems. Find them online at synergy-tel.com. That's synergy-tel.com, synergy-tel.com, or by phone at 317-713-1652. That's 317-713-1652. CJ's Pizza combines fresh ingredients, Italian tradition, and our love for pizza to make the best pizza available in Plainfield. Their pizza starts with hand-tossed dough, house-made pizza sauce, fresh-cut vegetables, and our unique cheese blend. Find them at 10 Southeast Street in Plainfield. That's 10 Southeast Street in Plainfield. Or call 317-839-4900. That's 317-839-4900. 317-839-4900, CJ's Pizza. Well, back here at Plainfield, we're about to resume the conclusion of the first half. Well, Martinsville, are they gonna go for it here on 4th and 7 at their own 5, or are they just gonna try to draw Plainfield off sides? I can't imagine they would actually go for it. I know they're in a fairly desperate situation, but let's see. Or it could be that the quarterback will, run with it and then try to find an open space and then punt if he doesn't. I've seen that quite a few times over the years with the various teams. Now 4-3, and now maybe they're going to take the timeout with 1 second. So at that, we will take another pause for a few words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back after these. We'll be back with the remainder of the first half here on audiosportsonline.com. Your score, Plainfield 21, Martinsville 8. Jack's Donuts at 2230 Stafford Road in Plainfield is open Monday through Saturday. Jack's Donuts at 2230 Stafford Road in Plainfield, that's 2230 Stafford Road in Plainfield, is open Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., Sunday, 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call 317-707-8088 for more information. That's 317-707-8088. Jack's Donuts. Also, thanks to Build Out Specialists and Haynes Roofing, Sidings, and Gutters. That's Build Out Specialists, Haynes Roofing, Sidings, and Gutters. Well, back here at Plainfield, about to resume play here. Martinsville about to punt from the back of their own end zone with 2:09 to go here in the first half, and the Quakers on top 21-8. It's a kick that fielded at about the 45, brought up to the 40, and now there's I think they got him for a late hit. He was tackled at the 38, and I believe that was Tyson Gibson there, a senior. I think he was hit after after he was down, which would be 15 yards added to the end of the run, which would put us at the 24, if that's what it is. It might not be. Let's see. The officials are deliberating now. 2:01 to go. No, it's against Plainfield. I thought it was very close as to whether it was a late hit or not. Very close. But I'd need to see a replay. Just like, I would need to see a replay to know whether that touchdown should have been negated last week near the end of that Whiteland game. So now Plainfield has the ball, 1 timeout left. They are at their own 48, so still plenty of time. 2 receivers to each side now. Steven back in there at running back. And so Moyers is back in there at quarterback after Vanderbush had it the last 2 possessions. So we got 2 receivers to each side. Steven, the running back. 9 seconds on the play clock. Come on, boys. Let's get the 3-possession lead. Hand off to Steven, and he gets up for about 6. So pretty good start to the drive. We still got that timeout left, too. And, of course, the clock stops to move the chains. So they mark him at the Martinsville 46. 2 receivers to each side now. Steven, the running back. Steven gets it again. This time they're ready for him, but he breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, plows forward. I think he's got the first down on second or third effort. Nice toughness there by Jarrett Steven, who's made the most of his fresh start here for his senior year. They mark it. He's got the first down marked at the 40. 1:35 to go. Plainfield off to a good start on this drive. 3 receivers now to the right, including Evan Clark. 1 receiver to the left. Steven still in there at running back. Fake the handoff to Steven now. And now Moyers takes it up himself. He gets about 3 out of it. So 1:25 to go and counting. It'll be about 2nd and 7 at the 37 for Plainfield. Don't necessarily need to use the timeout the timeout yet. 2 receivers to each side again. Plainfield in the hurry-up offense. Moyers takes it. Screen pass over. And now it's dropped. It's dropped. Clark had both hands on it. No, I'm sorry, that wasn't. Yeah, that was Clark, the intended receiver. Oh, but it doesn't matter anyway. That's holding against Plainfield. So the Quakers, too many penalties tonight. Again, we will probably still win this game, but it's very unlikely that we will beat Decatur Central with this many penalties next week. We gotta be ready. That has the potential to end up being one of the biggest wins in school history. So now, 2nd and 18 to go. It's 2 receivers to each side. I believe Alsum is back in there at running back now. 1:07 to go. So, Moyers takes a snap, gives it to Alsum, and he's up and gets about 7 out of it. So we'll bring up about 3rd and 11, 1 minute to go. The Quakers still not taking that timeout, the one timeout they have left. 53 seconds to go and counting. Need to show a little bit of urgency here, not a lot, but a little bit. 3rd and 9 here. And now Moyers with 39 seconds to go turns to the sideline again. Appears to be getting some instructions from the staff. Got to show a little bit more urgency than this. Now throws up the middle, and no good intended for Clark. The timing looked like it was just a little bit off. So now 4th and 13. It looks like the Quakers are going to punt just to try to put Martinsville in bad field position. No, they're not after all. So 4th and 13, 25.2 seconds, 26.2 seconds to go. Still have that timeout left. Let's see what they do here. 1 receiver to each side. Maybe, and he does punt it after all. And now it's a very high punt. It takes a little bit of, it looked like it was starting to take a little bit of a Martinsville bounce, so it's down there at about the 21 or 22. So Martinsville takes over with 18.2 seconds to go in the half, trailing 21-8. They take over at their own 22. Even though I'm really questioning what they'll do here. Under normal circumstances, most teams would probably kneel out the clock, but as they're in a fairly desperate situation, I wouldn't be surprised if they, took a couple of shots downfield. Let's see here. So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cox, the running back, Tunitas in shotgun. Takes it, fakes the handoff, screen pass over to the right. It's caught, and he breaks a tackle. He's got the first down past the 35, so good start to the drive for the Artesians. The clock stops to move the chains. They still have a timeout left too. So let's see what they do here. So they hurry up, get in formation. Clock starts to run again. They're wasting a lot of time. And now 4 seconds left. And the quarterback, and he's hit, and he's brought down for a sack, and that ends the half. So not a great first half, but a good first half for your Plainfield Quakers. They head to the locker room, leading the Martinsville Artesians here on Senior Day by a score of 21-8. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors on AudioSportsOnline.com. Assured Electric is Indiana's #1 electric solution. They can handle all of your residential electric needs. Located in Plainfield, learn more about their services by visiting their website at assuredelectric.com. That's assuredelectric.com, or by calling 317-279-6006. That's 317-279-6006. Bud Green is an associate broker with RE/MAX Centerstone. His phone number is 317-626-5826. That's 317-626-5826. Learn more about Bud's listings, services, and opportunities at letassellyourhome.com/agent/Bud-Green. That's letassellyourhome.com/agent/Bud-Green. Craig and Chase Blaschk are twins who dream about building better buildings and a better life for their family and community. Their reputation for honesty, integrity, and industry-leading quality has been instilled after being born, raised, and schooled in Hendricks County. CCB can do living spaces, outdoor projects, kitchens, bathrooms, and more. Learn more about ccbcontracting.com. That's ccbcontracting.com. Unbreakable Athletics Academy in Plainfield offers all sorts of opportunities to take your performance to the next level. From CrossFit to sports performance to powerlifting, learn more about services at unbreakableathleticsacademy.com. That's unbreakableathleticsacademy.com, or by calling 317-224-6960. That's 317-224-6960. With a large network all over the world, Geodis is a growth partner to its clients, offering end-to-end solutions based on its know-how, its infrastructure, processes, and information systems that ensure operational excellence, the best service quality. Learn more at geodis.com. That's geodis.com. Gunnell Financial performs work in accounting, tax, and wealth management. Open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and evenings and weekends by appointment. You can learn more about them at their website, gunnfin.com. That's gunnfin.com. Or by calling 317-203-4433. That's 317-203-4433. The Holsklag Group has been serving the communities of Central Indiana since 2010. Their staff of attorneys brings decades of experience in the practice of law to provide you with knowledgeable counsel across a variety of legal landscapes. Based in Plainfield, Indiana, they serve a wide range of clients throughout the United States. Much of our practice involves representing clients in matters before the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, FERC, various federal and state regulatory agencies, and federal and state courts. Additionally, we are committed to representing small businesses and individuals both locally and beyond. Learn more at thglaw.com. That's thglaw.com. Hamvestments and Home Interiors, LLC, located in Plainfield, is an A residential and commercial real estate investment company which makes dreams come true on a budget. Learn more about how they can get to work for you by calling 317-800-9646. That's 317-800-9646. Or check out samples of their work at HOMANVESTMENTS LLC.com. That's HOMANVESTMENTS LLC.com. Hamvestments and Home Interiors, LLC. Hoosier Tent and Party Rental has been providing Indianapolis, its suburbs, and other parts of the state with the finest tents and party equipment available. Learn more about their services at HoosierTent.com. That's HoosierTent.com. Larry Good Homes has been family owned since 1972. They are custom home builders in Hendricks and surrounding counties. They are available for building patio homes in local communities, including Forest Creek Village in Plainfield and Wellington at Wexford and Danville. More information can be found at LarryGoodHomes.com. That's LarryGoodHomes.com, or by calling 317-839-7481. That's 317-839-7481. That's 317-839-7481. Larry Good Homes. For over 22 years, LJS Home Improvement General Contractors has been in the roofing and restoration industry. Whether you have a weather-related emergency or planning your next home improvement project, they are here to help. They have experience evaluating losses that can result from strong Indiana storms. LJS is fully licensed, insured, and prepared to inspect and repair damages your home might have sustained. By working with you and your insurance provider, they are able to efficiently restore your home to its original condition while keeping you informed throughout the process. Get more information at ljscontractors.com. That's ljscontractors.com. Well, back here at Plainfield, we're at halftime with your Plainfield Quakers apparently on their way to a senior day victory over the Martinsville Artesians. It's a game that Plainfield has been mostly in control of all of the way. It's been a wild and woolly game because of the forensic passing that's made the game, that made the first half tonight take almost 30 minutes longer than the first half of last week's game down at Whiteland. Plainfield got the ball first, scored quickly. Martinsville followed by scoring on their ensuing possession and taking an 8-7 lead on a two-point conversion. But the Quakers have scored on their touchdown. The Quakers scored touchdowns on their two ensuing possessions, and Martinsville has not scored since. And at that, I'm going to take a short pause here. I'm going to go down and pick up the stat sheet, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I got the stats here. Anyway, let's start off with a scoring recap with 10:53 to go in the first quarter. Plainfield scored easily on their first possession on a 46-yard touchdown rush from Ricky Alsum. Harris Nichols hit the extra point, making it 7-0. It was a three-play 52-yard drive. Then Martinsville answered quickly on their ensuing possession on a 4-yard touchdown rush by Tyler Cox. And then Cox also scored the two-point conversion on a pass from Xavier Tunitis. And it was a particularly impressive play because Cox was running hard to the right, and a Plainfield defender tried to meet him. However, Cox quickly stopped, ran in the other direction, and got into the end zone. Then, however, Plainfield countered on its ensuing possession when Noah Hessing caught a 17-yard touchdown pass from Aiden Moyers. And Nichols made the score 14-8 with the extra point. And by the way, with that touchdown, Hessing became the first Plainfield receiver to have two touchdown passes all season. And finally, with 7:31 to go in the second quarter, Plainfield took a two-possession lead when Jarrett Stephen, playing on his senior day, ran it in 10 yards for the touchdown, and Nichols hit the extra point, bringing us to our current score of 21-8. A look at the individual statistics. First of all, for Plainfield, Aiden Moyers has completed 6 of 7 passes for 65 yards, 1 touchdown and no interceptions, while Cale Vanderbush has completed 5 of 6 passes for 64 yards, no touchdowns and no interceptions. And that's an outstanding, percentage-wise, that's outstanding, 11 for 13 between the two Plainfield quarterbacks. Noah Hessling has 4 receptions for 57 yards and a touchdown. Evan Clark, playing on his senior day, 3 receptions for 28 yards. Brigham Weist, also playing on his senior day, 2 for 19, and Jack Beebe, 1 for 18. On the ground, Ricky Alsum, playing on his senior day, 6 rushes for 83 yards and a touchdown. Jarrett Stephen, 10 rushes for 66 yards and a touchdown. So each of the senior star running backs gets his 9th touchdown of the season tonight, a 9th rushing touchdown. Also has a fumble recovery for a touchdown. In addition, Cale Vanderbush has 6 rushes for 22 yards, and Noah Hessling has 1 for 4. Meanwhile, for Martinsville, Xavier Tunitis has completed 9 of 18 passes for 132 yards, no touchdowns and no interceptions. Matt Thomas has 3 receptions for 79 yards, followed by Andy Myers, who has 3 for 20. Andy Myers has 3 for 23. Craig Wessner, 1 for 18, and Billy Buis, 1 for 14. And on the ground, not much to report. Tyler Cox has 4 rushes for 5 yards and a touchdown, while Xavier Tunitis, 4 rushes for -1 yard. So basically, this is a game in which Plainfield has overall played pretty well. The fumble was, late in the half. Losing the fumble on the Martinsville 2 was discouraging. We've committed too many penalties, but overall we've come in here with a good game plan, knowing what we needed to do to win, and for the most part we've done it. We've executed it, not extremely well, but pretty well, and certainly, assuming we hang on for the win, which is likely, certainly that'll boost morale, and certainly you want to get that monkey off your back. You don't want to go into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak. So, anyway, not the A+ performance I wanted to see, but maybe we'll at least close out with an A+ half. Nevertheless, certainly a lot to like in this performance tonight. A few things we still need to get polished up for next week, but it's a lot better to do that coming off a win than a loss, and certainly the win will be good for morale. So anyway, right now let's take a look at what the other 5 Hendricks County teams are doing here. Avon hangs on to the number 1 spot in Class 6A for the 7th consecutive week, despite the last 2 weeks having 3-point wins over unranked teams. Westfield 2 weeks ago, and then Zionsville last week. Tonight at home on their senior day, Avon should close out the perfect regular season as they play a pretty bad Noblesville team who enters the game at 1-7. Meanwhile, Brownsburg moves up a notch this week to number 4 after last week's 27-7 win over Noblesville. Tonight on Brownsburg's senior day, they host 4-4 Hamilton Southeastern. And the real game that's on Avon's and Brownsburg's minds, however, is the one they're going to play 2 weeks from tonight to open up the playoffs at Brownsburg, number 1 versus number 4. What a marquee first-round matchup. A game that really makes you wish that we had seeding here in Indiana high school football, so that teams of that magnitude wouldn't meet until later on. And certainly Coach Woodard, for the last few years, has been very vocal about the lack of competitive balance in the sectionals, and I largely agree with him. Moving down to Class 3A, Tri-West starting to fly under the radar after the 2-2 start. The Bruins have now run off 4 consecutive wins under interim head coach Jason Ward. Last week, Tri-West beat Crawfordsville on the Tri-West senior day by a score of 40-0, and tonight the Bruins visit 3-5 Southmont. Also in Class 3A, Danville lost last week, but only by 6 points, 2014 to Western Boone, who's currently ranked number 1 in Class 2A and who won the Class 2A state championship last year. Danville is now 4-4 and tonight visits 4-4 North Montgomery. And next week, it will be one of 2 all Hendricks County matchups in the playoffs this year as Danville visits Tri-West. The 2 teams played back in Week 5, also at Tri-West, with the Bruins winning 27-26. And finally, down in Class 2A, Cascade appears to be finally getting back on track. Last week in their first home game in 4 weeks, the Cadets beat Monrovia 41-6, getting their first 3-game winning streak in 4 years and building a 12-game losing and breaking a 12-game losing streak to the Bulldogs, which is especially good news for the Cadets as they host Monrovia to open the playoffs next week. The Cadets are now 4-4, and tonight on their senior day, they host 5-time state champion Cardinal Ritter, who is having a relatively off season, entering the game at 4-4. So all in all, a pretty good first year for the cadets in their new home, the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. And now there's a Martinsville kicker out there practicing the onside kicks here at the half. So, this is my 8th season commentating high school football. It's my 91st varsity game overall, my 32nd Plainfield varsity game that I've commentated, which is 15 more than any other school. Cascade is the very distant second, and this is the 5th time in my 8 years that I've commentated Plainfield's annual matchup against Martinsville. The first 3 times, 2012, 2014, and 2016, it was at Martinsville. And then last week, 2 years ago, it was here at Plainfield. And, that game, of all the games that I've commentated of Plainfield, they're 16 and 15 in the games I've commentated. And, there have been, I think all 16 wins were good wins. I don't think there were any that I felt, we won, but, we really didn't deserve to win, or we gave, a half-hearted effort against a really bad team. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I ever would see that under a Coach Brian Woodard team. I mean, he's always been a good motivator. I've never watched a Plainfield team and thought they were undermotivated. But probably the closest one was I felt they did get a little sloppy in their execution in the Greenwood game. But, overall it was a fairly solid performance. But as for the losses, there were a few of the losses where, I thought, we played overall pretty well, but if we had just not made 1 or 2 mistakes or just, finished off 1 or 2 drives, we would have won it. So it's a loss where, I was still proud of the effort, but still felt we should have won. But I think maybe the best that I've ever felt, the most Quaker pride, the most red pride I've ever felt in a Plainfield loss I've commentated was 2 years ago in that senior day loss to Martinsville, because that was a Plainfield team that had just been through so much. They, lost their top 2 quarterbacks 3 weeks apart. And they went into that, and it was a team that, in 2016, the Quakers, lost on the last play of the game to Zionsville in the sectional championship. They did lose star wide receivers Dante Keys and Gavin Ritter from that team, but they did return, a lot of great players. And then they lost their starting quarterbacks 3 weeks apart, in week 6, and then, right before the week 7 game, and then right before the week 9 game. And so Tyler McCarty, a senior wide receiver, was forced to play quarterback, made his first career start at the position. And while it showed that he was not that good a quarterback, that he had not, he played like a guy playing his first varsity game at quarterback. The effort that he gave in particular and the team gave in general against so much adversity was just, something to feel so proud, of these guys over. And we still nearly pulled off the upset. It was a one-possession game. We lost 34-26 to a Martinsville team that ended up, a very solid 6-5 that season. They really made me proud that night to be their commentator, even in defeat. So, but life goes on, and now here we are in Plainfield. Suddenly, they tonight going for their first senior day win in 4 years, and so hopefully we'll get the job done. Looks like, there's a good chance for it. Martinsville does get the ball first to start off the second half. But as long as we, I'll tell you what, I'll make a guarantee right now. I don't make a whole lot of guarantees, but I guarantee you if we have a turnover-free second half, we will win this game. So, anyway, I feel 100%, or at least 99.9% confident of that. So. And also, if Martinsville does not recover any onside kicks, too. But what I really want to see, just stop Martinsville from scoring on this first drive. then get the touchdown, put the thing away. If we got a 3-possession lead here in the second half, I don't think there's any realistic scenario by which Martinsville comes back to win this game. But, we'll see. That's why you play the game. So come on, boys. Let's just finish this off. Just finish. Get the win, go into the playoffs with some momentum. And give your seniors a send-off win. It is, we could have a home playoff game, but there's no guarantee. So kickoff fielded at about the 7, brought up to the 15, and he's brought down short of the 20. So very good kick return coverage there by the Quakers, and the Artesians start off their first possession of the second half with 11:54 to go in a 21-8 deficit. Overall, a very good game for the Quakers. So come on, boys, let's do it here. So Martinsville, they've lined up, I think they've run 4 wide receivers and a running back on every play. I think they did one play where they did 5 wide receivers and no running backs. But anyway, Xavier Tunitas, now he hands off to Cox, who takes it up about 3 or 4 yards. So 11:43 to go now and counting. They give him credit for 3 there, second and 7. So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cox, the running back, Tunitas in shotgun. And now fakes the handoff. Screen pass complete over to his right. He's got some room, and he, showing a lot of speed. Dashes forward. He gets the first down in about 1 more yard. Matt Thomas there on the reception. He's marked down at about the 26, 11:10 to go and counting here in the third quarter. And now handoff there to Cox, and they're right on top of him, and he might get a yard. Oh, and I apologize. They marked him a yard short of the first down on that last play. But now let's see if they are saying that. Now they're saying that Cox failed to get it there too. So all of a sudden we got a 4th and 1. So wow. So I was wrong there. He did not get the first down. So now Martinsville trying to avoid that 3-possession deficit. A very high risk move going for it here on 4th and 1. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They give it to Cox. They're on top of him. We got at least 2 flags here. He might get forward progress out to the first down marker, but let's see. But, let's see what the flag is, too. 10:28 to go. Face mask against Plainfield, so it is the first down. So the Artesians survive. There are not a lot of blotches on Plainfield in this game, but we have let Martinsville make some long first down conversions. Long conversions to get first downs when, we appeared to have them in a deep hole. But they do have probably one of the top 2 or 3 passing offenses we've played against all season. So now 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Tunitas back deep. He's got time, but we get him for a sack. Yes. All right. So that moves him back. Got a better spot than I thought, but only a loss of 1, but still, a sack is always emotionally satisfying. So now 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cox, the running back, Tunitas in shotgun. Movement, but no call, no flag. 9:40 to go in the third quarter. Plainfield leading 21-8 on Plainfield Senior Day. Last home game of this senior class, who's endured a lot over the years and still been a part of some great moments in program history. So now Tunitas, and he's pressured. He gets rid of it over to Cox. He's got the reception. He's got the first down and more, and he could go all the way front to the 45, 40. 1 man to beat, 35, 30, 25, and he's brought down about the 20. So outstanding job making something out of nothing there by the Artesian offense, and they're back in business here. That's a pickup of over 50 yards there. after Tunitas was about to get sacked again, he just got rid of it to get rid of it. Cox, the running back, caught it, a very short pass, and then it broke through up the middle and nearly took it all the way in. I didn't catch who made the touchdown-saving tackle, but anyway, now the fake standoff and now throws into the end zone. It's got a reception around. Yes, he made the catch around the 5. So now all of a sudden the Artesians threatening to get back in the game here. That was Wessner there on the reception. So 1st and goal at the 5 now for the Artesians. And this is how it's a game of inches. You take away that fumble late in the first half when Vanderbush fumbled and Martinsville takes over at their own 2, and we get the touchdown instead. We got a 3-possession lead, and this is a much different game right now. So now 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And now they hit one of the wide receivers. He was driving, and he dives forward. Did he get the touchdown? Yes. So that was Buis there on the touchdown rush by the wide receiver. And now the Artesians have cut it to 1 possession, 21-14 with a conversion pending. 8:53 to go in the first quarter. Now the offense has got to answer the call. We scored a touchdown on our first 3 possessions, then fumbled on our 4th, and punted on the 5th. So now Jackson Fry now on the extra point. He's 7 of 8 on the season. Good snap. The kick is up, and it is good. So 8:53 to go, and all of a sudden we got a new ball game here on Senior Day at Plainfield. Your score, Plainfield 21, Martinsville 15. Onside's kick apparently coming up after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. Avon Monster Golf offers state-of-the-art indoor climate-controlled facility completely under the luminescent glow of black lights. Store-specific unique living art and monster-themed decor featuring fun-loving animated monsters. 18-hole miniature golf course and adventure like nothing you have ever experienced. High-tech video game arcade and monstrous prize center. Mini bowling, monster-themed laser tag, laser maze, light concessions, and more. That's Avon Monster Mini Golf. Well, back here at Plainfield, we're set to kick off again. Your Plainfield Quakers leading the Martinsville Artesians 21-15. However, Martinsville has just gotten back in the game after nearly falling down by 3 possessions late in the first half. They just scored to cut the lead to 21-15. And now the Artesians, this is their third, they go for another onside kick, and this one's it's a well executed one. I think we got it though. I couldn't tell who got it, but it looked like it was a guy with a red uniform on. Yes, but that was the best executed onside kick I've seen tonight though. Martinsville they did a semi-deep kick after their first touchdown. And I believe I know they did an onside kick to start off the game, and I think they did on their other kickoff as well, and then obviously on that one. Again, they only average 30 yards a kickoff. So now, 1 receiver at each side. 1 running back. Alsum, the running back. Moyers hands off to Alsum. They trip him up, and he gets a gain of just about 2. 8:43 to go and counting. We need to get a score here and, hopefully consume a lot of the clock as well. We consumed nearly 8 minutes on our opening drive of the third quarter last week and got a score out of it. If history repeated itself in that way, it would be great for us right now. So 1 receiver to each side. Also the running back, Moyers in shotgun. Hands off to Alsum. He does a couple of stutter steps, but they're right on top of him, and he's brought down around the line of scrimmage, bringing up a very critical 3rd and long for the Plainfield offense. If we do not score on this drive, then Martinsville will be able to take the lead with a touchdown in any conversion. We just got to prevent that from happening. The Quakers making it too close for comfort tonight on Senior Day. 7:55 to go now and counting. Plainfield on a 3-game losing streak on senior day. Moyers, he's got time. Throws up the middle. It's got the catch for the first down. He could go all the way. Yes, he will. 53 yards for the touchdown. Oh, my God. Boy, did we ever need that one. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm breathing a lot easier now. On 3rd and 9. Oh, my God. Who was that? That was Jack Beebe after his game-winning, what would have been his game-winning touchdown pass last week at Whiteland was negated. He gets a touchdown that gives us a big cushion tonight. Extra point by Nichols is up, and it is good. So a big sigh of relief on the home side of the field tonight as your Plainfield Quakers extend their lead back to 2 possessions. Your score, Plainfield 28, Martinsville 15 on AudioSportsOnline.com. Porter Hair Design is at 2467 East Main Street. That's 2467 East Main Street in Plainfield. Call 317-437-4808. That's 317-437-4808 for an appointment today. Well, back here at Plainfield, we're about to resume the second half here with actually 7:36 to go in the third quarter. Your Plainfield Quakers have just gotten a multiple possession lead back on a 53-yard touchdown pass from Aiden Moyers to Jack Beebe. It was 3rd and 9. Ricky Elsom had gotten stuffed on 2 consecutive plays. We were in danger of Martinsville getting the ball back with a chance to take the lead. But there was a short pass up the right center to Beebe that I didn't think was going to go for much, but he found some open field and just took it all the way in. So now the kickoff fielded at about the 7. And now he's got some room on the right side up to 35, 40, 45, 50. He could, yes, and he's going to go all the way. Oh, my God. Andy Myers with about a 93-yard touchdown return. What a game, what a game. And it's a one-possession game again. So now will the Plainfield offense answer the call again? And will Martinsville go for another onside kick? What a wild and crazy game! Oh my God! Crazy, crazy, crazy! That was pure speed. And he found that he started running up the middle, then saw some room on the right, took advantage of it, and he was gone. I'd like to know how fast he runs the 40-yard dash. So now Jackson Fry trying to make it 2 for 2. The Artesians they got a successful 2-point conversion on their first touchdown. Now going for another extra point. It is up and it is good. So Fry now 9 for 10 on the season on extra points. And the lead cut to 28-22. So hopefully the Quakers will rise to the occasion again. You don't want it to be a game where they're going to have to score 50 points to win the game, but whatever it is, we got to do it. We got to go into the playoffs with a win. Man, and this is an example. I remember in that sectional championship game lost to Zionsville back in 2016. When on the last play of the game, Ben Slayton threw it to a crowd in the end zone. And it took me, I think, at least 5 seconds, maybe closer to 7 or 8, before I saw the signal. I couldn't tell if the guy caught it or not because there was such a cluster of receivers there. And then, it was finally ruled no good. And I just felt sick for those kids. But I remembered in the pregame show that earlier in the game we'd given up the opportunity to kick a 38-yard John Hagee field goal, which would be easily makeable for him. That's almost like an extra point, for most kickers. 38 yards is a chip shot for John Hagee, as well as his big brother Morgan, both of whom went on to Ball State. And then also we had the ball 1st and goal at the 2 and ended up not scoring a touchdown. And so we left 10 points on the field and we lost by 5, and I pointed that out in the pregame show. Well, tonight we've left 7 points on the field. We lead by 6. So, it might not cost us the game, but it's certainly making it too close for comfort. And we do recover the onside kick there at our own 47. So Martinsville has not recovered an onside kick tonight. Certainly their strategy is to try to take possessions away from you. Now we've got, looks like Brigham Wiest and another receiver out to the left. Two receivers to the right. Jarrett Stephen back in at running back. And now hand off to Stephen. He's got some room on the left side past the 45, and he's got the first down up just shy of the 40. So Jarrett Stephen, he and Ricky Elsom, the two senior star running backs, each with a touchdown here on senior day. Each has 9 on the season. Stephen, his last regular season game, hopefully he'll have a few more playoff games, but obviously trying to impress college scouts, which he did not get much chance to do at Avon. Two receivers to each side now. Stephen, the running back. I believe Moyers is still in there at shotgun. No, we got Vanderbush back in there. Vanderbush back in there at quarterback, the sophomore. So now, hand off to Stephen again. He's got a hole up the middle, and he spins around, gets inside the 30, close to the 25. So 2 carries on this possession by Jarrett Stephen, 2 first downs. He's playing like he wants to go out in style. This might or might not be his last home game. It is his senior day, we know that. 6:45 to go in the third quarter now. 8:48 your time of day. And to put this in perspective, hold that thought. 2 receivers to each side now. Jarrett Stevens still in there at running back, playing very well in this possession. He gets it again, and he's got, and we've got, and Hessling takes it in for the touchdown. Nice fake there. Hessling got the touchdown pass. Oh, my God, that was a Scott Amore caliber fake. I thought that he had faked it to Stephen. Apparently so did everybody on the Martinsville defense, and Noah Hessling, the freshman, with his second touchdown of the game, 3rd of the season. The freshman who leads the team in receiving. Wait, is it coming back, though? So for this, yes, it's coming back. Maybe. Ineligible man downfield. Shoot. All right, so for the second week in a row, Plainfield, a Plainfield touchdown is negated. Last time it cost us the game. Hopefully it won't this time. We do have the lead. But yeah, anyway. So now we've got Hessung and I believe that's BB out. Yeah, Hessung and BB out to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Vanderbush still. And now we got Alsum back in, and he takes it up the middle for about 3. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 12 or 13 at about the Martinsville 26. 6:02 to go and counting. A quarter and a half of play coming at you. Hopefully it won't be too tense, but, it would be nice to have a little bit of relief before the playoff game next week. But anyway, Vanderbush takes it, and he throws over to the left side. He's got a man open. He makes the catch around the 10. And so he got the first down there. So it's going to be 1st and goal, or at least close to it. I believe that was Brigham Wiest there. It was, yeah, Brigham Wiest there, playing on his senior day. So Wiest and Springs out to the right, BB and Hessung. Wiest and Springs to the left, BB and Hessung to the right. And now Jarrett Stephen in there at running back. And Vanderbush still in at quarterback. 5:44 to go in the quarter. Plainfield 1st and goal at the 10 with a 28-22 lead. And gives it to Stephen. This time they're right on top of him, and he's stuffed right around the line of scrimmage. 5:37 to go and counting. The main thing is that we score here, even if it's just a field goal. Nichols' long field goal on the year is 32 yards. He's 3 for 6 on field goal attempts. 5:22 to go and counting, and then they give Stephen credit for a loss of 1 there. So now 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Stephen still in there at running back. And now Warriors throws it in the end zone, and he got a touchdown. Yes. And that one, no flags as far as I can tell. I believe that was Cooper Springs there, which I believe would be his first career touchdown. He had both of our receptions last week. Cooper Springs, a sophomore, showing, and of course he and Vanderbush are going to have 2 more years together. So So now Vanderbush, only his second touchdown pass of the season. He's more of a rusher than a passer. And Nichols on the extra point is up and good. So your Plainfield Quakers get a little bit of comfort back. 35-22 your score now. Now we just, what I really want to see, let's just get a stop on this next possession. Get the ball back, take that 2-possession lead, and take that 3-possession lead, and then just breathe a little easier. Even with the 13-point lead, with this passing offense of Martinsville, I'm still nervous. Oh my God! What a game! What a game! This is, in terms of sheer entertainment, out of 91 varsity games that I've commentated, and I certainly hope to go far into the hundreds, but out of the 91 I've done so far, this is probably in the top 5 or 6 in sheer entertainment value. What a show! I'd take this over the NFL any day. Like I said, I think one of my 3 or 4 favorite things in life is just basking in the glory of the Friday night lights. Those 12 or so evenings a week where I just forget about the problems of the world for about 3 hours and just delve into one of my great joys. So now it's a kick fielded now at about the 12, and this time they're right on top of him, and he stopped at about the 25. So no no kickoff return for a touchdown this time for the Artesians. Well, it's 8:54. There's 5:02 to go in the third quarter, and 1 week ago tonight, the game ended at 8:54. What a difference a week makes! What a difference a week makes! Man, it looks like this game very well could go on until after 9:30, as much passing as we're doing. Again, Martinsville, one of the relatively few high school teams that passes more than it rushes. So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. A lot of pressure on the Martinsville offense right now. And now is a good start to the drive. And Thomas gets a screen pass, takes it up for about 12 yards. And gets out of bounds. The clock stops with about 4:56 to go. So a good start to the drive for Martinsville. And it's positioned 1st and 10 at the 36. Plainfield hasn't done a lot to slow down the Martinsville offense, passing offense, but has stopped it at least from going crazy. So 3 receivers to the right, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Tonitis in shotgun. Takes it. Drops back. Screen pass again. It's high. He makes the catch, but only gets 3 or 4. 4:49 to go. I don't think he got out of bounds either. So I thought they didn't give him as good a spot as I expected. Looks like they're only giving him 1 or 2. I thought it was going to be 3 or 4. But anyway, second down and 8 now. 4:32 to go, and counting in the third quarter. Plainfield 35, Martinsville 22. The Artesians have the ball. It's been a mega crazy game. And now one of the few rushes tonight, and they got a first down out of it. And one of the officials got knocked down. I hope he's okay. He appears to be okay. So Tyler Cox there takes it up to the 50. So they're bringing up first down, 4:15 to go. The clock stops to move the chains. I know in basketball the official is considered part of the playing surface. I believe that's the case in football as well. So anyway, 2 receivers to the left. And now tonight's got time. He throws up the middle, and it's intercepted. Yes. So now Plainfield, with 3:52 to go, they take over at about the Martinsville. They take over at about their own 38. That was Mason Scott. They're a junior, 5'11", 205, and that's only the 5th interception of the year for Tunitas. Coming into tonight, 17 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. So that's now what we got to do is two things. Number one, milk the clock. Number two, score, take that 3-possession lead. And that we do that, this one's ours. And Mason Scott, by the way, hold that thought. So now, two receivers to the right, one to the left. Vanderbush still in there at quarterback. Now handoff to Noah Hessung for his second rush of the game. Takes around the 40 and now gets up to about the 42. So a decent run there by Noah Hessung. He carried 4 yards on the first play from scrimmage of the game. But anyway, what I was saying is that interception makes Mason Scott the first Quaker to have 2 interceptions on the season. Jace Feihinger, Carter Manette, Colin Anderson, and Hunter Herbeck have 1 apiece. Manette, the only one to take his interception back for a touchdown. That was 41 yards 2 weeks ago in the loss to Franklin. So now 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Vanderbush in shotgun. Takes a snap. Fakes the handoff to Alsum. It rolls to his right. He's got some room. And he gets rid of it. I think it might be intentional grounding. I don't think there was anybody who he was close enough to. But no flag. Very lucky that was not counted intentional grounding. So anyway, 3rd and 7 now for the Quakers. So a very critical play for the Martinsville defense. They're trying to get the ball back with a chance to cut the lead back to 1 possession. Plainfield, 2 receivers to each side. Also the running back, Vanderbush in shotgun. 28 on the play clock. He turns to the sidelines, appears to be taking instructions from the staff now. Gets back in his stance here. Takes the snap. It's low, but he gets it. And now he throws up the middle, and it's caught. It's a high pass, but it's caught for a first down, and he's brought down around the 44 or 45 of Martinsville. Huge 3rd down conversion there by Cale Vanderbush. That was Brigham Wiest, another big reception for the Quakers. So Wiest having some nice moments here on Senior Day, hopefully making up for his game-winning touchdown being negated last week down there at Whiteland. So, and now high snap, fakes the, and now, oh no, it's a backwards pass to Hessing that goes out of bounds. So that's the second time that there's been a short backwards pass that was not caught and could have been recovered for a fumble. You got to be careful with those. You can get away with it probably in this game. You probably cannot get away with it against Decatur Central. They're a very dangerous team. So now Springs, Hessling, and one other receiver to the left. And I believe that's Clark out there to the right. Alsum, the running back. Vanderbush in shotgun. 2:44 to go in the 3rd quarter. Takes it, drops it back, and now throws up the middle. It's caught, and it's going to be for about 6 yards there. Brought down at about the 42. That was Brigham Wiest again. So Wiest suddenly, having a reception bonanza here in the in his last regular season half of his career. He's had a relatively quiet career, but he has had some nice moments where he really came through with an important play, including in this game. So now we've got Hessing and Beebe out to the right, Wiest and I believe it Springs to the left. Alsum still in there at running back. Vanderbush in shotgun. 9:01 your time of day. Takes the snap. It's low, and he's pressured. But and now he dodges a sack, runs forward, gets rid of it, and it's a dangerous pass thrown into good coverage, but it falls to the ground incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 7. The Quakers have the ball at the Martinsville 42, 1:52 to go in the 3rd quarter, leading 35-12. So are they going to punt or not? Let's see. So Vanderbush is back in shotgun with one receiver at each side. Low snap. He does punt it. He gets it away. It bounces inside the 10, and Plainfield could down it. Yeah, they down it at the 1 or 2. Excellent. So if if we couldn't get a score there on that drive, we got the next best thing. Martinsville with a little over a quarter to play and a two touchdown deficit. Takes over on their own one. Now let's either get a safety here or a fumble recovery or some kind of turnover for the touchdown. But even the safety would give us a 15-point lead and the ball back. But, Martinsville, they've shown that they can come through with the big play also. So we got three receivers to the left, one to the right, one running back, Tunitas in shotgun. And now takes it, screen pass. It's completed, but we got him for the safety. Yes. It was Matt Thomas. He got the reception, but he was in the end zone. We hammered him, so he got the 2 points and the ball. 15-point game-high lead for the Quakers. Yes. All right. Yeah. I'm not sure if Tunitas realized exactly where Thomas was, that he was still in the end zone. Or maybe he just underestimated the Plainfield coverage. But, yeah, once he made the, catch, I think at least three guys jumped on him, and that was it. So now it will be a free kick from by Martinsville from their own 20. So now Plainfield, we got to just do two things: keep the clock and the chains moving, run off as much time as possible, but above all score. I mean, if you score in the first play, great, but take the three possession lead, and even if you don't, run off at least several minutes. Take it well into the fourth quarter. 1:39 to go in the third quarter now. So yeah, that's and safeties happen pretty rarely, and I think they're very exciting when they happen to your team because they're always a big emotionally satisfying plays. That one certainly was. I think I've commentated 91 games, maybe 6 or 7 safeties, not many. The only one I remember previously in a Plainfield game, I think it was in the Columbus East game, the Columbus North game, the opening game of the 2013 season that I talked about on the air a week or two ago, which I consider to be one of my highlights in my Plainfield commentary career. But I think it's one of the most underrated wins in school history. Like I said, when I was talking about it in the recent broadcast, I think people forget about it because of the hard way that season ended with the mounting injuries and the 5 consecutive losses. That made people forget the excellent 4-1 start. So now it's a punt, and it goes out of bounds just inside, about 2 or 3 yards inside Quaker territory. So Plainfield, with 1:39 to go, will be taking over an excellent field position and a 15-point lead. Any score here, even a field goal, it's a 3-possession lead, and this one's ours. Martinsville has been pesky. I give them all the credit in the world for that. But this is not quite the Artesians team that it's been the last couple of years. And I was surprised that the Artesians moved down to Class 4A this year from 5A. Now, the punt, actually it was more favorable. The spot of the punt was more favorable to us than I thought. It looks like it's being marked right at the let's see. Well, the official has not set it down on the field yet. 1:39. Okay, so it's being marked at the at. So now Plainfield has it 1st and 10 at the Martinsville 45. So only a net punt of 25 yards there. So now one receiver at each side, 2 running backs for one of the few times tonight. And now a handoff to Steven. He's up the middle for about 3 or 4. 1:31 to go and counting. Plainfield, can be very conservative here. I don't want them to be overly conservative. I just, want them to just do some, stuff to just average that 3.4 yards a carry that it takes to keep the chains moving. So 2nd and 7 now for the Quakers, 1 receiver to each side. Steven is in there along with another running back. Hessing lined up to the right. And now low snap, but he gets it, and it's almost interception, should have been. And that Martinsville defender is sick. It was maybe the first bad pass, maybe one of the first 2 or 3 bad passes I've seen Warriors make all year. That Plainfield defender has got to be the sickest man, at least here in Plainfield right now, because he absolutely should have had that. It was thrown. It was, a fairly soft pass thrown right to him. He just didn't get the grip. I think maybe he just got a little overexcited about it. And so now Steven's still in there at running back, and now Moyer's back in there at quarterback. 2 receivers now to each side. 3rd and 7, very critical defensive play for the Artesians. 13 minutes left exactly in this game, and they trail by 15. So now Steven gets it. He's got a hole. I think he's got the first, he does, and a couple more. So Steven inside the 35 there. 54.6 seconds to go. The clock stops to move the chains. Plainfield just a little over a quarter of the game to milk. So we're in good shape now. 108 yards now for Jarrett Steven, 45 seconds and counting. So nice for Steven to get over 100 yards and a touchdown on his senior day. 2 receivers to each side now. Steven still in there at running back. He gets it again. He's got a hole again, and he gets inside the 30 up to about the 27. So a gain of about 5 yards there. And, just a few more plays like that. And then 22 seconds left in the quarter now. So then it looks like the Quakers are just going to let the clock run out. Yes, they are. So your Plainfield Quakers 12 minutes away from a big senior day victory. Your score here on AudioSportsOnline.com. Plainfield 37, Martinsville 22. We'll be back with the thrilling conclusion after these words from our sponsors. Julia Berberich of Remax Centerstone is located at 3930 Clarks Creek Road in Plainfield. That's 3930 Clarks Creek Road in Plainfield. Get more information about listings and availabilities by contacting Julia directly at 317-502-1928. That's 317-502-1928. Jimmy John's offers delivery and catering. They're located at 2683 East Main Street. That's 2683 East Main Street next to BW3s, and open from 10:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday through Saturday. More information can be found at 837-8282. That's 837-8282, or online at jimmyjohns.com. That's jimmyjohns.com. Well, back here at Plainfield, we're about to start the 4th quarter of this senior day game with your Plainfield Quakers trying to put the final dagger in the heart. They lead the Martinsville Artesians 37-22 in a very tense, wild, and woolly game in which Plainfield has been slowly pulling away. Should have already pulled away, but nevertheless looks like they might do that on this possession as they have the ball 2nd and 4 at the Artesian 26 following a big momentum-gaining safety. So now one receiver out to the right. And now a direct snap there to Steven, and he takes it up inside the 20. So that's about a 7 or 8 yard gain by Steven. He has the first down and more. 11:51 to go. The clock will stop to move the chains. And all we need is just one score. It doesn't matter what score it is, any score, and we got a 3-possession lead. And I can't imagine Martinsville, with their shaky defense, coming back from a 3-possession deficit. I mean, that's maybe 200-300 to one shot. So now, two receivers to each side now. First and 10 for the Quakers at their own 18. 2 receivers to each side. I believe Alsum is back in there. No, it's still Steven. Steven gets it, goes up the front, now the right, and he takes it down inside the 5. He tries to drag himself into the end zone. Did he get it? Yes. Jarrett Steven with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 10th of the season. Nice way to close out his regular season career. So, With 11:27 to go in the fourth quarter, Plainfield all but has it clinched now with a 3-touchdown lead, 43-22 with the conversion pending. And Harris Nichols tries to remain perfect on the game, 6 for 6. Good snap. The kick is up, and it is good. So, looks like we're going to be breathing easier the rest of the way. 9:12 your time of day, 11:27 to go in the game, and your Plainfield Quakers doubling up now on the Martinsville Artesians, 44-22. We should have gotten that 3-possession lead in the first half. We do have it now at least, and it looks like we're going to snap that three-game losing streak and head into the playoffs with our momentum back. A few fans are starting to head for the exits now here on the Plainfield side. Most are not, however. So, overall, it's been just it was. I gave us a B for the first half. I give us an A- for the second half. It has not quite been a perfect performance, but very, very good. So, and when we failed to convert on that drive, I like the way that we just came back and, punted the ball down at the one, and then got the safety with authority there on the first play of the ensuing possession for Martinsville. So now Nichols he's been perfect on extra points in every game except for and now the kickoff now taken down at the 6. Myers has got it again. He already has a touchdown tonight. He's trying to get another one here now, but just gets to about the 26. Nice effort, though. So 11:22 to go in the game now. Martinsville looks like they're going to probably do just about nothing but passing the rest of the way. And Plainfield, obviously geared to stop it. We already have one interception tonight, our 6th of the season. So, and it was Mason Scott who got it. So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Now, fakes the hand. No, he gets the handoff. I believe that's Cox. And yeah, he gets about 5. But we'll let them have all the 5-yard rushes they want. We can afford to give them, 55-yard rushes the rest of the game. Especially if we keep them in bounds like we did there. So 10:57 to go and counting now. 2 receivers to each side. Cox, the running back, Tunitis in shotgun. Takes the snap, rolls to his right, and it's caught there for the first down. So good play for the Artesians. They needed that. That was Wessner there. It's marked at the Martinsville 45. The clock stops to move the chains. 10:36 to go. So now we've got Wessner and Wesley Polston lined up to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Cox, the running back, and Tunitis in shotgun. 10:18 to go. Takes it. And now he's got time. He throws deep. He's going for glory, and he's got it. Touchdown, 55 yards. That was Andy Myers, undoubtedly the MVP for the Artesians. There's a flag, but it's holding against Plainfield. So, that was the kind of play Martinsville needed. They're still down by 16 points. Let's see what they do with the conversion here. They made a 2-pointer earlier in the game, and followed that up with 2 consecutive 1-pointers, all successful. They're lining up to go for the 1 here. But Andy Myers, he had the kickoff return for the touchdown in the third quarter, and now the 55-yard touchdown reception there. So good job by the Quakers to answer quickly when they looked like they were in trouble. They're still in trouble, but now they have a little bit of a glimpse of hope. So now, lining up for the snap. The kick is up, And it is good. So with 10:08 to go in the game, onside kick likely coming up. Your Plainfield Quakers still in control, but haven't quite put this one away yet. Your score, Plainfield 44, Martinsville 29. We'll be back with the thrilling conclusion after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. U-Paint Pottery in Plainfield's mission is to provide an environment of creativity and a place to spend quality time with loved ones. The U-Paint team strives to make the pottery painting experience the very best it can be for all of our customers. We hope the memories shared at U-Paint are treasured for years to come. Learn more about upaintpotterystudio.com. That's the letter U, paintpotterystudio.com. The letter U, paintpotterystudio.com. Stringer and Associates. Find them online at patstringerhomes.com. That's patstringerhomes.com. Or contact Rick or Pat by phone at 317-839-8845. That's 317-839-8845. 317-839-8845. That's Stringer and Associates. Well, back here at Plainfield, we're about to resume play here with 10:08 to go in the fourth quarter. And your Plainfield Quakers leading the Martinsville Artesians on Plainfield's senior day by a score of 44-29. Plainfield has slowly pulled away, but Martinsville just struck back on their last possession to make it a two-possession game again on a 55-yard touchdown pass from Xavier Tunitis to Andy Myers. Now Martinsville likely to go for another onside kick. They do. Oh, but it hit the kicker. So Plainfield will take over in Martinsville territory. So the kicker just forgot to pay attention because it can't touch. If it can't touch any member of the kicking team until it's gone 10 yards, and it touched the kicker after 1 or 2 yards there. So, and a couple of the onside, one in particular I remember that they did tonight being really well executed. Like you probably would have maximized their chance to get it. I think in the NFL I heard only 5% of onside kicks are successful. I haven't seen any statistics for high school or college. I would guess probably 5 to 10%. So now three receivers to the left, one to the right. Moyer's back there in shotgun. One running back. Gives it to Alstom. He's got a hole, and he could go all the way. 30, 25, one man to beat. Yes! Ricky Alstom, 47 yards for the touchdown. Oh, my God. So both of our star running backs get 2 touchdowns apiece on their senior day. And hope they got a lot of college scouts in attendance tonight here in Plainfield. Your score now 50-29 with the conversion pending. Still 10 minutes to go in this game and 9:20 your time of day. Keep in mind that a week ago at this time, our game had been over for 26 minutes already. And this one might go on for another 26 minutes or more. Now Nichols lines up on the extra point. It is up and it is good. So Nichols makes it 7 for 7 tonight. Nichols will be back another year. He doesn't look like a kicker at 6'4", 200, but he gets the job done. And really, it's after all those years we had the Hagee brothers, Morgan and John, who went on to Ball State. Morgan, in fact, he graduated. He was a senior on last year's team. Morgan was one of the top kickers in the country in all of college football last year. I don't think he's caught on with an NFL team. Probably won't, but certainly had a great high school career and a great college career. Certainly one of the great players ever to come out of Plainfield. And if they ever start some kind of program where they start honoring numbers, certainly he would have to be on the top of the list. Obviously James Hurst, who's now been playing in the NFL for about 6 years with the Baltimore Ravens, certainly he would have to be high up there as well. So 51-29 your score. 10 minutes to go. Let's see, let's see what we what happens the rest of the game. Martinsville, knowing them as well as I do, I imagine they'll still. And now we go for an onside kick of our own, but Martinsville recovers and downs it promptly. So now let me try to get some scores of the other games. 9:59 to go here. Yeah, this game could easily go on another hour. So now 2 receivers to each side. Tunitis. And now, yeah, he ends off to Cox. He's got a wide open hole. He's got a first down and more past the 45. So the Artesians refuse to roll over and die, trailing by 22 with 9:51 to go. Not likely to get back in this one, but that was a good play there. They anticipating a pass. Cox had a big hole and he took advantage of it. 1st and 10 now. Martinsville at the Plainfield 42, and now handoff again to Cox. This time they're ready for him, and he only gets about 2 or 3. So 2nd and 8 now, 9:20 to go in the game. Plainfield with a 22-point lead on their senior day. 2 receivers to each side. Tunitis, the quarterback, and he gets it. He's pressured, throws deep down the left side, and it's incomplete. There was some contact, but I believe it was merely incidental, so that'll bring up 3rd and 8. So anyway, what I was going to say, it occurred to me, it did not occur to me when I was doing my preparation for this game, but it did during the game tonight that Tunitis, the Martinsville quarterback, he has a last name that rhymes with Unitas, as in Johnny Unitas, the quarterback who changed football forever, back with the old Baltimore Colts. So 2 receivers to each side. And now a late handoff, but they're right on top of it. It doesn't, but he spins around, almost breaks a tackle, gets about 3 or 4 yards out after contact. So that is a nice effort there by Cox. I give him credit for that. So anyway, 2 receivers to each side, 8:37 to go. 4th and 5 now for the Artesians. Let's see what they do here. If if Plainfield takes over without the Artesians getting any more points, I say we just be very conservative and just milk the clock as much as we can. So now, screen pass, it's complete, and he breaks a tackle. It gets inside the 30. He's got the first down, so the Artesians keep the drive alive. Some scores now. I'll try to get all the Hendricks County games. Avon having a tougher time than expected, but leading Noblesville in the 3rd, 27-13. Looks like Avon will finish the season undefeated. And now Tyler Cox, and another rush up the middle. He's inside the red zone. I think he's got another first down. Yes, he does. So Martinsville trying to hang in there. They're at least making the game entertaining. Score here in the 2nd. Brownsburg having a tough time, but with a 10-7 lead over Hamilton Southeastern in the 2nd. Cascade hanging tough with 5-time state champion Cardinal Ritter on Cascade's senior day. Cardinal Ritter leading 14-7 at the half. My alma mater, Madison, losing 54-0 to my alma mater, Madison, losing 54-0 to Columbus East in the 2nd quarter. And Jace Weihinger, starting cornerback for the Quakers, is the son of Greg Weihinger, who was a classmate of mine at Madison. And so I'm sure, it helps cheer Greg up that even though our alma mater is getting hammered, that at least his son is getting a nice victory here. Jace will have his senior day in a year. Hopefully we'll give him a send-off victory as well. And now there's a penalty. I didn't catch what it was for. I was busy looking at the scores. Crawfordsville over Frankfort at the half, 14-0. Whoever wins that game, it'll be its first win of the season. Great pair of names there, the Hot Dogs versus the Athenians. Frankfort's the Hot Dogs, Crawfordsville is the Athenians. 7:39 to go in counting. Martinsville is the ball first and 10 at the 10. 3 receivers to the right, one to the left. Cox, the running back. Tunitas in shotgun. And now he's pressured, throws into the end zone, and he had almost a touchdown, but he dropped it. I believe that was Thomas. Yeah, that was Thomas who was the intended receiver, so it'll be second and goal with 7:26 to go. Decatur Central are our opponent tonight, trying to get a win on their senior day over Franklin, 20-14. Terre Haute South, another team in our sectional, is losing at Columbus North in the first 7-0. And now Tunitas drops it back. He throws into the end zone, and it was nearly intercepted. So 3rd and 10 now for the Artesians at the 10. Eastbrook leading Elwood at the half, 62-0. I only mentioned Elwood because Elwood Blues is one of my personal heroes. I don't think that Elwood High School has won all season, sadly. I just went up to Elwood this year for the first time simply to film a short film that I was working on called Orange Whip, which is nothing but one long inside joke for people like me who quote the Blues Brothers as part of their daily vocabulary. It's my favorite comedy of all time. So now fakes the handoff, throws into the end zone. Did he get it? No, but we got multiple flags. I think it's going to be pass interference against Plainfield, which will be half the distance to the goal if that's what it is. Speaking of Madison, by the way, very oddly, they are going to be playing a team very familiar to us in the sectional, Greenwood, who we play every year in the Mid-State Conference and who we beat 38-28 4 weeks ago. They're going to be playing at Madison down on the Kentucky border a week from tonight. Should be an easy win for the Woodmen. And now Tunitas, and he's hammered. Yes. So that's going to be a loss of about 7 or 8 yards. So that'll bring up 4th and goal for the Artesians at about the 12 or 13. 7 minutes to go and counting. 9:29 your time of day. So, two receivers to each side now. And now throws into the end zone, and it is just overthrown. So Plainfield takes over on down, 6:36 to go. And I say just do a bunch of handoffs to Stephen and Olson. And now one of the quarterbacks is just, raising his arms, trying to get some, emotional reaction. Looks like the team is, definitely, breathing a lot of sighs of relief tonight. Also got a final two of our previous opponents this season. Whiteland has beaten Greenwood 35-16, but like I said, the Woodmen likely to get well down at my alma mater next week. Should be an easy win. Not that Greenwood's great; they finished the regular season at 3-6, but Madison apparently is very bad as usual this year. Sorry to say. And I remember the year that J.P. Sinclair and I collaborated. And there's Jarrett Stephen takes it over to the left for a short gain. But I remember when my broadcast partner, J.P. Sinclair, and I combined to commentate the bulk of the Quakers games back in the 2014 season. When I was going through scores, every time I mentioned Broad Ripple High School, his alma mater, he shut me up because he was afraid to hear it, and with good reason, because usually they were losing by at least 50 points. And so anyway, and now keeper there by Vanderbush, and he spins around, breaks the tackle, has got the first down out of bounds with 5:33 to go around the 25. Man, Broad Ripple, I was really sorry to see that Broad Ripple, Northwest, and Arlington all closed in 2018 as part of a restructuring on the part of the IPS. Certainly, Broad Ripple had a lot of great moments in sports history, alma mater of at least 2 NBA players, George Hill and Mike Woodson. Also, the alma mater of David Letterman, of former NFL star and Purdue star Roosevelt Colvin, former school of Wayne Gretzky, where he attended while he was playing for the Indianapolis Racers. And there a handoff to Steven, and he gets about 2 or 3 yards, 5:18 to go. Plainfield apparently just trying to kill the clock now with a 22-point lead, 5:13 to go in the game. So let's see here. Carmel, where my 2 children, Aria and Liam, are attending. They're leading Lawrence Central at the half, 10-7. And try to get the score of the other 2 Hendricks County teams. So, fakes the handoff now to Steven. Now throws, and now it's a miscommunication. It goes out of bounds. He was apparently trying to connect with Clark, maybe trying to give Clark a final catch on his senior day. But, obviously the 2 were not on the same page. Danville with a very close game, leading North Montgomery 15-12 in the 4th quarter. Danville will play Tri-West out at Liston next week to open the playoffs. So it's good that we have 2 all-county matchups here. So now Vanderbush takes it over to the right, dives and stops just shy of the 30. So it's about a 2-yard pickup, 4:30 to go. The Quakers likely to punt here. Let's see if we got trying to find the Tri-West score on here. No score yet between Tri-West and Triton Central. And now it's a punt. And now 4:02 to go, and Martinsville will get at least one more chance on offense tonight. Well, it's nice to be able to catch my breath now. I was really tense for about the first 3 quarters of this game. And every time when I felt that we were starting to pull away, Martinsville always made a good play to get back in it until finally, the last few minutes, I've finally become certain that we were going to win. But, man, I can only imagine how tense I'm going to be, next week heading into that Decatur Central game. I hope the boys do it. Now fakes the handoff, and that throws, and it's nearly intercepted. Oh, my God. That was Ethan Monday, a junior. It hit his hands, bounced up in the air, then hit his hands on the way down, but he just didn't get the grip on it. But, yeah, it was a junior earlier, Mason Scott, who got our first interception. Only the 5th time that Tunitas has been intercepted all season. So now Tunitas throws deep down the left side. He's got a man open. Oh, he had it. He might have been gone for the touchdown, but he just didn't get the grip on it. So 3:50 to go now in the game. So 3rd and 10 for the Artesians at the Plainfield 49. 2 receivers to each side. So the snap rolls to his right, and he overthrows his intended receiver, Craig Wesner. So 4th and 10 now with 3:47 to go. Could be the last offensive play of the game for the mighty Artesians passing offense. But they really struggled on the ground, and that and defensive struggles are why they've dropped below 500 this year after a couple of winning seasons in a row. And what makes it even sadder for Martinsville, it's that the quarterback and the top three receivers are all seniors. It's too bad that to be a senior and not get enough support. And now they give it to Cox and they're right on top of him. We bring him down for it looks like a slight loss. So Plainfield takes over on downs, 3:41 to go around the 50. 9:37 your time of day. So this game has now gone on 43 minutes longer than last week's game did. Interestingly, I think I've only commentated 3 varsity games that ended with a running clock, and of those that didn't, I think the only other one that got under that finished in under 2 hours was Plainfield at Franklin back in 2012, my rookie season. I think that ended in 1:58, an hour and 58 minutes. So now one receiver to each side. Vanderbush, the quarterback. And now looks like he had a new guy in there at running back. Oh, he's lost his helmet. And wow, he's number 10 for Plainfield. Grant Starnes, a little guy at 5'5", 140. Certainly, I could tell it was a new guy just by his height. Because Alsum and Steven are sometimes hard to differentiate because they wear similar numbers, 21 and 22, and they're both almost exactly the same height and run about the same kind of style. So now Steven breaks through and he's past the 35 up to the 30. So another Steve. No, I'm sorry, that was Leonard Esser. Leonard Esser there for the Quakers. 2:55 to go. So it looks like we are done for the game with the 2 seniors, and Stephen and Alsum. And now Grant Starnes looks like he's going to finish the game at quarterback. He's a junior. No, I'm sorry, Vanderbush is, but Starnes is the running back. I'm sorry. And now hand off to Starnes, and he finds a hole. He's got some room past the 25, past the 20. We got a flag. Let's see what the call is. 2:24 to go. Holding against the Quakers, so that negates the run by Starnes. So let's see here. So the broadcast has been going on nearly 3 hours now. So it's going to be holding against Plainfield. So anyway. And now a 1:50 to go now. 2nd and 20 for the Quakers. I'm pulling up the bracket here for the sectional. Yeah, I just heard the commentator mention that, and now we got we got a timeout here. I'm not sure what for. Oh, timeout's Plainfield taking a timeout with 1:21 to go. So with Plainfield now certain of victory, leading 51-21 with 1:21 to go in the fourth quarter, we'll take a short break for a few words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com, and then we'll be back with the conclusion of this game. The Quinn Property Group is a property sourcing company working with clients to fulfill their investment needs on a custom-made basis. We specialize in sourcing buy, to let, and flip properties in South Wales. We specialize in sourcing buy to let and flip properties in South Wales. They're online at quinpropertygroup.co.uk. That's quinpropertygroup.co.uk. Well, back here at Plainfield, we're about to conclude this regular season finale with your Plainfield Quakers leading the Martinsville Artesians by a score of 51-29. Plainfield has the ball now, 2nd and 20 at their own 41. And now handoff there, and he takes it up for about, that was Leonard Esser. He's a junior for the Quakers. One of several guys likely to be vying to start at running back next season in the absence of these two senior superstars, Ricky Alsum and Jarrett Stephen, who are both likely to play college football. I'll tell you, when I commentated Stephen when he was a freshman at Avon, I really thought he would be a Division I player, and it's going to be very hard for him to get a Division I offer in that he only played much varsity ball as a senior. But I think he's good enough to play Division I ball, and I think if he plays for a Division II or Division III or NAIA team, I think that he'll be a big star. So now we got a penalty against Plainfield, 21.6 seconds to go. And now the clock resumes, and that's going to be it. So your Plainfield Quakers break a 3-game losing streak at the perfect time. They get their momentum back for the playoffs, and they give these seniors a great send-off win. We'll be back with a recap and a look ahead to next week's playoff opener at Decatur Central after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. Synergy Telecom is a worldwide provider of telecommunications equipment, technical service, and 24/7 maintenance services for all major brands and systems. Find them online at synergy-tel.com. That's synergy-tel.com. Or by phone at 317-713-1652. That's 317-713-1652. CJ's Pizza combines fresh ingredients, Italian tradition, and our love for pizza to make the best pizza available in Plainfield. Their pizza starts with hand-tossed dough, house-made pizza sauce, fresh-cut vegetables, and our unique cheese blend. Find them online at 10 Southeast Street in Plainfield. That's 10 Southeast Street in Plainfield. Or call 317-839-4900. That's 317-839-4900. Jack's Donuts at 2230 Stafford Road in Plainfield. That's 2230 Stafford Road in Plainfield. Is open Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday, 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call 317-707-8088. That's 317-707-8088. Jack's Donuts. Also, thanks to Build Out Specialists and Haynes Roofing Sidings and Gutters. That's Build Out Specialists and Haynes Roofing Sidings and Gutters. Well, back here at Plainfield for a final time tonight, where your Plainfield Quakers have ended a 3-game losing streak and closed out the 2019 regular season with a senior day win, 51-29 over the conference rival Martinsville Artesians. It was a game that was wild and woolly for about 3 quarters, and with Plainfield clearly being the better team, but Martinsville staying alive with a dynamic passing offense that helped to make up for their other deficiencies. And Plainfield made a few mistakes, and Martinsville kept on capitalizing with big plays to stay competitive until Plainfield finally pulled away in the final quarter to get the solid win. With 10:53 to go in the first quarter, Plainfield opened the scoring on a 46-yard touchdown rush from Ricky Alsum, playing on his senior day. Harris Nichols hit the extra point, making it 7-0. However, Martinsville was unfazed and actually took the lead on their next possession, with Tyler Cox scoring on a 4-yard touchdown rush and then catching a 2-point conversion pass from quarterback Xavier Tunitis, making the score 8-7. And however, Plainfield struck back on their next possession with Noah Hessing catching a 17-yard touchdown pass from Aiden Moyers. Nichols hit the extra point, making it 14-8. And then in the second quarter, with 7:31 to go, Jarrett Stephen, playing on his senior day, scored a touchdown on a 10-yard rush. Nichols hit the extra point, making it 21-8. And that took us into the second half. Then Martinsville, but first, late in the first half, with Plainfield about to take a 3-possession lead, quarterback Cale Vanderbush lost a fumble that was recovered by Martinsville at the Martinsville 2, and there was no scoring the rest of the half. So, and then on the first possession of the third quarter, with Martinsville getting the ball first to start the half, they made it a 1-possession game when Xavier Tunitis threw a 5-yard touchdown pass to Billy Buis with 8:53 to go. Jackson Fry hit the extra point, cutting the lead to 21-15. However, Plainfield struck back very quickly on a 51-yard touchdown pass from Aiden Moyers to Jack Beebe. Nichols hit the extra point, pushing the lead back up to 28-15. And however, not to be outdone, Martinsville made it a 1-possession game again on the ensuing kickoff, with Andy Myers taking it in 92 yards for the touchdown. Fry's extra point got the lead to 28-22. And then Plainfield on their next possession scored again, with Cooper Springs catching a 10-yard touchdown pass from Cale Vanderbush. Nichols' extra point pushed the lead back up to 35-22. And then finally, Plainfield started to pull away with 1:39 to go in the third quarter. After punting and downing the ball at the Martinsville 1 on the first play of the ensuing drive, Jack Beebe tackled Matthew Thomas, who had just made a pass reception, in the end zone for the safety, and that pushed the lead up to 37-22. Then on the ensuing possession, with 11:27 to go in the fourth quarter, Jarrett Stephen scored his second touchdown of the game, bringing him to 10 on the season on an 18-yard rush. And Nichols' extra point was good, making the score 44-22. And Martinsville had one more moment of glory with 10:08 to go, with Xavier Tunitis throwing 55 yards to Andy Myers for a touchdown, following Myers' kickoff return for a touchdown. And the extra point by Jackson Fry was good, making the score 44-29. And then finally, after an onside kick failed, Plainfield on the next possession on the first play of the next possession, Ricky Alsum took it in 47 yards for his second touchdown of the game, 10th of the season. And Nichols hit the extra point, bringing us to our final score of 51-29. And it should be noted that the Alsum touchdown came only 8 seconds after the touchdown from Tunitis to Myers, and then earlier in the game, the Myers' touchdown on the kickoff return was only 13 seconds after the 51-yard pass from Moyers to Beebe. So that in this game we had touchdowns 13 and 8 seconds apart. So that's how crazy it was tonight. Look at the individual statistics first of all for Plainfield. Cale Vanderbush completed 10 of 14 passes for 115 yards, 1 touchdown and no interceptions, while Aiden Moyers completed 7 of 9 passes for 116 yards, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. So very, very similar numbers to the two quarterbacks who will both be back next year, Vanderbush for 2 years. Then on receiving, Noah Hessing had 5 receptions for 60 yards and a touchdown. Brigham Wiest had 5 receptions for 57 yards. Evan Clark had 3 for 28, and Jack Beebe had 2 receptions for 69 yards and 1 touchdown. And the touchdown coming for 51 yards, by far the longest pass play the Quakers had today. On the ground, Jarrett Stephen had 20 rushes for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ricky Alsum, 10 rushes for 133 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cale Vanderbush, 8 for 35, and Leonard Esser, 2 for 17. So both of the senior running backs finished the regular season with 2 touchdowns today, 10 on the season, each with over 100 yards on his senior day. Meanwhile, for Martinsville, Xavier Tunitis completed 18 of 29 passes for 290 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. While Tyrus Martin completed 1 pass for 7 yards. Tyrus Martin completed 1 of 7 passes for 11 yards, no touchdowns and no interceptions. On receiving, Matt Thomas had 6 receptions for 92 yards. Andy Myers had 4 for 78 and a touchdown. Craig Wessner, 4 for 57, and Billy Buis, 3 for 25 and a touchdown. On the ground, Tyler Cox had 13 rushes for 60 yards and a touchdown. Xavier Tunitis had 6 for 21. Let me rephrase that. I was looking at the wrong statistics. Tyler Cox had 13 rushes for 57 yards and a touchdown. Xavier Tunitis had 6 for -3, and Tyrus Martin had 1 for -6. So in conclusion, this is a game in which Plainfield generally played well in the first half, but I didn't like that they lost that fumble and that they failed to, keep their fourth drive moving, and they committed a few too many penalties. In fact, for the penalties, the Quakers were called for 15 penalties and 118 yards. We still won the game despite that, but that does serve as a warning to stop that for next week. By comparison, Martinsville only was called for 4 penalties for 21 yards. So we had a 97-yard deficit in penalty yards. We cannot have that against Decatur Central next week. But then the second half we came back, we played better. We did give up that touchdown return for with that 92-yard touchdown return. But, every time that Martinsville threatened to make a game of it, we always answered with a big play. Stephen and Alston were very steady. The two quarterbacks it's probably the best collective performance that the quarterbacks have had all season. They weren't spectacular, but they did have similar numbers. They combined to go 17 for 23. Now, they only averaged about 13, 14 yards of completion, which is not a lot, but, it certainly shows an improvement. And since most of these, since both quarterbacks and most of the receivers are going to be back next year, that's going to give us a lot to build around, which is especially going to be important because we lose our 2-star running backs. And Coach Woodard always pulls new running backs out of his hat, in my 8 years of covering the Quakers. There's been Austin Blevins, and, he was almost our entire offense in 2012. Then the next year we came out with 2 unheralded guys who both emerged as stars, Josh Miller and Jacob Maple. Then in 2014 there was Dylan Foster. And then, in the ensuing years, Dawson Anderson, Tavian Gadia, just a whole slew of guys, and finally Alsum and and Steven. So maybe he's got a few others waiting in the wings. We'll see. But nevertheless, you know, there's certainly a great foundation here for a long-term future of Plainfield being a perennial top 10 team that has deep playoff runs. But first things first, we're still here in 2019, and we've got a season to finish off. So we finished the regular season above 500 at 5-4. So, and we got a win that I'll end up giving us a B plus for this performance tonight. I give us a B for the first half, A minus for the second half. We did give up that 92-yard kickoff return, but other than that, there wasn't a whole lot we did wrong. And, I think, we played hard all 48 minutes. We came in knowing that Martinsville had an oddball game plan, with this, heavy passing offense, little rushing, lots of onside kicks. We were ready for it. We recovered every onside kick. Had we not, had Martinsville even gotten, one onside kick recovery, they very well might have been in it there in the, final minutes with a chance to, make, to win it or at least, push us to the limit. But, we really were ready for this game plan, and, that goes, that's a product of coaching, and Coach Woodard, of course, in his 14th year. Seen a lot of changes at Martinsville over the years, but, he's always able to adapt, and so we got the win tonight. We even our record against Martinsville to 7-7 in this series, which began the year that Coach Woodard arrived here as the head coach at Plainfield. Of course, he had been an assistant before that. But, it was a very good win, and certainly it feels good, our first win in 28 days, and certainly you never want to go into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak, and you always want to win us on senior day. We did that, tonight for the first time in 4 years. Of course, two of our, senior day losses were to Whiteland, in 2016 and 2018, and then there was the mountain of mitigating circumstances when we lost on senior day 2 years ago to Martinsville. Like I said, we were on our, third quarterback in 4 weeks, and putting in Tyler McCarty, and I will forever, hold him in high esteem for the courageous performance he gave in that game, even in a losing cause, I was really proud of the guys that night, but certainly it's a lot better to get a plain old victory than a moral victory. So this was an exciting game, and it's good to know that we can rack up the points again, especially after we were held to 10 last week. Granted, the mitigating circumstances of the rain, I think we would have won that game, in good weather. And then 11 points 2 weeks ago against Franklin. So, yeah, we got more than twice as many points tonight as we did the last 2 games combined. And we're going to need a lot of points if we're going to, advance in the in the playoffs next week. And that's what I'm going to be talking about now. Plainfield begins the 29 tournament 1 week from tonight at a painfully familiar place against a painfully familiar opponent, the Decatur Central Hawks, who are currently on a 9-game winning streak against us. In fact, I actually commentated the last Plainfield win over Decatur Central. That was back in my rookie season. Since then, in the subsequent 7 seasons, Plainfield has lost to Decatur Central in the regular season every year, and twice in the tournament in 2015 and 2017. But this year, even though Decatur Central is ranked number 5 in the state in Class 5A, we took them down to the wire and really beat ourselves 4 weeks ago there when we played at Decatur Central. We lost, 38 to 40. We lost 42-38. We lost by 4 points, but that's because we left 11 points on the field. We missed 4 extra points and lost a fumble at the Decatur Central one. You take away that, and we win the game. So certainly we'll remember that. We'll remember the monkey we've got to get off our back. All the painful losses we've had at Decatur Central, several of which have been very close. In fact, I especially remember that 30-27 loss in the 2015 playoffs that I commentated with J.P. Sinclair. Anyway, the game will be at Decatur Central, which is on the southwest side of Indianapolis, just 8 miles from here. They are our closest geographic rival. Decatur Central actually started off the season, believe it or not, with 2 losses, although granted both to Class 6A teams, Franklin, Central, and Westfield. However, they've been on a tear ever since. Although you look at it, I mean, they beat Martinsville by 29. We beat Martinsville by 22, so that's pretty similar. They beat Whiteland by 7. We lost to Whiteland by 11. Probably would have won in good weather. Um, they beat Perry Meridian by 46. We beat them by 22. They did beat Greenwood a lot worse than we did. We beat them by 10 in a game, which we really should have won by more than that. We just made a couple of sloppy plays there that, allowed the Woodmen to make it closer than it should have been. Decatur Central did beat Greenwood by 35. And then Mooresville beat Decatur Central only 24-21. Whereas Mooresville beat us 24-7. So Decatur Central has fared a little better against common opponents, but not a lot, not by a huge margin. Like I said, we showed 4 weeks ago that we could play with them, and I feel like tonight, especially offensively, we probably played our best game of the season, or at least close to it. And if we play this well offensively, and if we finish drives, if we don't turn the ball over, we finish drives and don't beat ourselves, and we play our A game, and especially if we get a couple of breaks, I think we have a very good shot to get that win tonight, a week from tonight. And if we do, then we'll be in really good shape, because then we'll move on to the second round of the sectional, which will be a home game against a Terre Haute North team who was 2-6 during the game tonight. We would be a heavy favorite in that one. And meanwhile, on the other side of the bracket, the other two teams get a first round bye, and then they will meet 2 weeks from tonight. It will be Terre Haute South at 5-3, visiting Cathedral, the winningest program in state history, and currently the number 3 ranked team in Class 5A, who's 6-2. Cathedral will host the game. I don't know if they've determined the site yet. Cathedral does not have a home field, so they just rent various fields whenever they are hosting a game. So anyway, but if we can put together a great win a week from tonight over Decatur Central, then we'll likely beat Terre Haute North at home 2 weeks from tonight, and that would put us in the sectional championship game. I don't know who would host it yet, but it would be against Terre Haute North over Cathedral. I would like our chances a little better against Terre Haute North, of course, but they're certainly a good team at 5-3. But if we play our A game and keep on improving the way that we've continued to improve throughout the season, then I think we got a shot to beat anybody in the sectional. And this team, even though we came off a 3-game winning streak, I think we have generally been improving, because we were 1 or 2 plays away from. And keep in mind, during our 3-game losing streak, we lost to Decatur Central, who's ranked number 5 in our class. We lost to Franklin, who's ranked 6th in our class, and we lost to Whiteland, who's ranked 11th in our class. And we should have won 2 of the 3 games. I think we would have beaten Whiteland in good weather. Obviously, the rain disrupted our passing offense, whereas Whiteland barely had a passing offense to disrupt. So they had the advantage because of the weather. And then we would have beaten Decatur Central if not for a couple of botched plays. So anyway, hope you all will get out to the southwest side of Indianapolis to that game at Decatur Central a week from tonight and support the kids. Let them know you believe in them. We're supposed to have at least decent weather. The high temperature is projected at 56, which isn't too bad for the first round of the playoffs. We are supposed to have rain. Hopefully it will not take place during the game. So just wear a light jacket or maybe a coat and a sweater, and you should be okay. And let's get a few thousand wild and crazy Quaker fans to get out there and make a lot of noise and just pump these kids up and let them know you believe in them, and that they can pull off what would be one of the biggest wins in program history. And they've the 3-game losing streak was tough, but I think that we learned a lot from it, and and I've seen plenty of examples over the years where teams have taken tough regular season losses and played such a tough regular season schedule that the playoffs seemed a lot easier than they would have been otherwise, and the team ended up having a much deeper playoff run than you would have expected with the regular season record they had. I mean, and keep in mind, you go back to that 2014 Plainfield team that was so banged up. We had a 2-7 regular season, then we won 2 playoff games, and then only lost by 7 to 9-time state champion Ron Colley in the sectional championship. So we could lose to Decatur Central next week. I hope not, but we could also win several games in the tournament. And I'm not going to put any limits on these kids. They've done a lot of good things this year, and I think that they're still going to keep get better and still do a lot of great things this season. And even if we, don't like win the sectional, even if we stretch the season 2 or 3 games, that will give us so much invaluable experience to get these kids ready for next year and give them a lot of chemistry playing together since the bulk of these guys are going to be back. So anyway, it was overall a good regular season, especially considering the schedule we played. We'd have liked a couple of more wins, but we had a couple of tough breaks, and we were 5-4, but we easily could have been 7-2, and which would be especially remarkable considering the schedule we played. So we had a good regular season. Now let's have a great playoffs. So anyway, once again, we'll be out at Decatur Central 1 week from tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll be bringing you that game live here on audiosportsonline.com, 6:45 for the pregame show. And so hopefully it will not be our last broadcast, but, regardless, it's Plainfield's one of the great and longest running members of the Audio Sports Online family. It's been a great relationship. Hopefully it will be for many more decades. And I hope to continue to be a part of it and, watch these kids, grow and develop through the system and, hopefully one of these days commentate the first ever championship as the first ever state championship in school history. And certainly, I've had a lot of great memories for these last 8 years and looking forward to many more, and I still think the best is still to come. So once again, your final score here tonight at Plainfield on Senior Day: Plainfield 51, Martinsville 29. The Quakers in the regular season at 5-4, and the Artesians at 3-6. Well, this concludes our broadcast. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I cordially invite you to do so again 1 week from tonight at 6:45 for the pregame show as your Plainfield Quakers open tournament play against the arch rival Decatur Central Hawks. Until then, for audiosportsonline.com, this is Lec Zorn reminding you there is a difference only you can make.